Going down to the wire in 2015 and coming up short in the state final to North Shore, Westlake has used the loss to fuel the fire in 2016 as the Chaps reload behind the right arm of senior Sam Ellinger. Gary Joseph and his Tigers are reloading as well. And while the 2015 Katy defense may never be equaled, these Tigers have their own chapter to write. Live from Chapperals Stadium in Austin, it's Katy and Westlake, and it's coming up.
2015 season, the Westlake Chapperals and the Katy Tigers are back, and they're under one roof playing each other for the first time. Joe Taylor, John Nidell, we're live in the UFCU broadcast booth here at Chapperals Stadium. We look down on Ebby Neptune Field. What an atmosphere for high school football, John.
You cannot ask for a better first game of the season. The top team in the state versus the number 5 team in the state. And Katy, defending state champion, defending national champion, with one of the best defenses last year, really, that I've ever seen in high school football. We saw them dominate Lake Travis in NRG Stadium. Tonight is a great matchup against the top player in 6A from 2016. That's Sam Ellinger, Westlake's quarterback. It's going to be a fun ball game here tonight.
And a guy that's got a great seat, or he should be standing, but he's got a great seat down on the field. A third member of our broadcast crew is Abe Garcia. Abe?
And Joe, it's great to be back with you guys, especially an opener like this. Katy versus Westlake. You can't ask for a better matchup in week 1. I actually ran into some Katy fans on the way in from Houston today, and they were talking about they can't remember a week 1 matchup of any time that Katy's ever played. And they're talking about this could be the best game scheduled in the country. Katy versus Westlake, they came with 6 charter buses, a bunch of cars behind them, flags everywhere. They travel well is an understatement. But this game is all about the guys on the field, and especially the offensive lines for both teams. There's a lot of experience on the Katy offensive line. They return a lot of starters, a lot of experience, state championship experience. And then you got Westlake. Obviously, we're going to talk about Sam Ellinger, but they got an offensive line. Got to open up holes, not just for him, but our transfer running back, Nakia Watson.
And right now, you mentioned the players. They're on the field right now for the coin toss. Abe will pay attention to that while we meet the captains for the first time. And Sam Ellinger, the first 2-time captain here. He was a captain last year, elected by his teammates, along with senior Barrett Chambers, senior Levi Jones, and senior offensive lineman Joe Hieronymus. A lot of respect up front for these guys as they shake hands and trade pleasantries. Let's go ahead and take a look at the starting lineups for the Westlake Chapperals on offense as we take a look at the offensive line. Joe Hieronymus, the captain and returning 2-year letterman, captains this offensive line. On the right side is Garrett Ayler. The guards are Blake Webster. The right guard is Gray Griffin. The center is Bobby McGee. Look at the receivers, and they are aplenty. Jacob Ramos, the newcomer on the outside, along with Noah Scrudland. Inside is Andrew Boykin as he returns with 37 catches and 525 yards last year and 10 touchdowns. He was the secret weapon. And, of course, also on the inside for the Westlake Chapperals, the newcomer Connor Howard, as he transfers in along with his father, who is a coach on Todd Dodge's staff. Take a look at the defense here for the Chapperals across the defensive line of scrimmage. It'll be, the backs and the quarterback in the backfield. Nakia Watson, John mentioned him, 6 foot, 200-pound junior. Abe mentioned him as well. Isaiah Foz, you'll see a smattering of him as well. The punter and kicker, Bo Burbach, along with Maur Montemayor, and of course Sam Ellinger, 6'1", 215-pound senior, 241 to 391 a year ago, 3,833 yards of offense. We go to the defensive line. Cade Ball and Braden Cassidy are the newcomers to the defensive line. The nose tackle Jared Jacobson and Sam Duffy on the defensive line. We'll get you the rest of the starting lineups after we break it right here. In 1 minute, we'll be back after the national anthem to give you the rest. In Austin, Texas, we go to the linebackers here. We talked about the defensive line. Levi Jones and David Dickerson, the 6'3", 215-pound junior, mans the right side for Levi Jones, the 6'3", 215-pound senior. And, of course, Tony Salazar's defense predicated on the defensive secondary. On the corners, Matthew Sams and Kerry Andrio. The free safety is Barrett Chambers. The rover is Alex De La Fuente. And the bandit is Caleb Vesti. All of these gentlemen got some high-powered playing time last year with some of the routes in playoffs and some of the routes in the regular season. So this is a tested group, yes, but this is the first time that some of them will hit the starting lineups for the first time. We'll meet the Katy offense and Katy defense here momentarily when we get a good look at the sea of red on the visitor side. It's pretty impressive, John, just how well, and Abe mentioned it not too long ago, just how well Katy travels. They have brought the house here to Chaparral Stadium.
That's right. They came all the way from the Houston area, ready to see their Katy Tigers, the 2016 edition, defending state champions, and they're going to kick off. This is an exciting atmosphere here tonight here at Chapperals Stadium.
So it will be Westlake receiving first, and Red is the theme. They are in their red home jerseys with the white numerals, the silver pants with the red and white piping down the side, the silver helmets with the blocked letter W in red. The Katy Tigers in the red pants and white jerseys with the red numerals, their white top with the familiar Katy Tiger emblem on the side. Westlake will start in the first quarter moving right to left. It's Matthew Sams back deep to receive, along with Andrew Boykin, who is not wearing number 19. He has got Abe's number on. Sticks. That's where your 1-1 pick-to-click is, as they are back deep to receive. It'll be Seth Small to kick it off here from left to right on your radio dial on your Shap app, or if you're listening online at westlakenation.com, or on our desktop site, shapapp.westlakenation.com. We welcome all of you joining us live on the radio and everywhere in the world. We're underway. Smalls gets it kicked off to Boykin, who's going to take it 2 yards deep. He comes to the near side, across the 10 to the 15, and he is upended at the 15-yard line out to the 16. So Sam Ellinger will get the opportunity first, and that vaunted Katy defense across the line of scrimmage. Corey Bethley and Michael Matus. Moro Ahomo, the defensive tackle. Outside linebackers are Cameron Simmons and Felipe Alviar. Braden Boyd and Raymond Randall are the inside linebackers. The cornerbacks, Keegan Oddie and Clayton Odom III. The safeties, Michael Gomez and Brody Anderson.
Katy's defense, 10 shutouts a year ago. They were absolutely dominant, only allowed 7 to Lake Travis in the state championship.
So they start with 3 wide receivers right in the middle of the field on the 16-yard line. The handoff will go to Nakia Watson. His first carry as a Chapperals as a junior. Goes right back to the line of scrimmage. No gain for Nakia Watson, trying to follow his left tackle and left guard. And he is dropped for no gain. 2nd down and 10 coming up for the Chapperals.
You know, this Katy defense lost a lot, but when you look at the returners, they still have a lot of guys with Division I offers, guys who are committed, including along that defensive line, which is really the strength of this defense. As you see, number 7, he is a load up front, Corey Bethley.
Corey Bethley, 6'2", 270 pounds, had 16 sacks, 15 tackles behind the line of scrimmage. Good protection. Now it breaks down across the 15 out to the 17-yard line. Good downfield protection there, but knifing his way through. Cameron Simmons, the outside linebacker, along with Braden Boyd, 6'3", 210-pound senior, 66 total tackles and 6 sacks. So between Boyd, the inside linebacker on the left side, and Bethley, you're talking about 22 sacks between the two of those guys in 2015. It's now 3rd down and 8 after the gain of 2 for Sam Ellinger, who has 3 wide receivers to his right, 1 to his left here on the short side of the field. Nakia Watson is to his right. Here's the protection on the pass near the sideline, and that one is overthrown. And the Chapperals go 3 and out on the incomplete pass here to the near side intended for Andrew Boykin. So the Chaps sputter to start things off, and now the punting game for the Chapperals. And last year we saw Sam Ellinger punt quite a bit. In fact, he had 5 punts inside the 20-yard line. So the pooch punt is there, and given his ability to read the defense, John, it can spark a 4th down play, but it looks like he's going to back up and punt this away from his own 7-yard line. Back deep to receive Deandre Glass, and it'll be a rugby-style punt. He'll take 3 steps to the right, launch downfield to the 50-yard line, and that one is fielded nicely by Brody Anderson. Anderson with the seam along the left side, and he is dropped there. So great field position here as he returns it from the 50 down to the 33-yard line, and that's where Katy will start with a short field on offense across the line of scrimmage. Hayden Howerton, the Rice commit, the left tackle. The right tackle is Connor Galvin. Peyton Schrack and Jack B are the guards. Evan Greathouse is the center. The wide receiver is J.C. Angelo, and the tight end is Parker Eichenberger. The fullback is Mason Rivera. Deandre Glass, 49 carries, 670 yards. 14 touchdowns as a freshman, and he's put on size, 20 pounds in the offseason. Here's the first snap for Rocky Emery, his first snap as a senior quarterback. And now Deandre Glass is tripped up on the other side. He's going to be brought down for a huge loss. He went left, and the defense was right there. He reversed his field, and it looked dangerous, but good closing speed up front by a slew of front-end defenders there, tracking down Glass for a huge loss back to the 42-yard line.
You know, Westlake had great defensive linemen last year, Joe, but every time number 94 came off the bench, we look forward to it because he plays with fire, he plays with speed, and a great play there to bring down Deandre Glass, the electric sophomore.
Cade Ball getting his opportunity here, along with Braden Cassidy, senior and junior respectively, here on 2nd down and 19. Here's the play action, and a sack right in the back. And that time, our Shap of the Week, it is is Alex De La Fuente, not biting on that play action, came in from his safety position and gets the first sack of the year, and it goes to a defensive back. That's what Tony Salazar does. He will dial up a blitz, and he will recognize the coverage, and he calls the plays from the field, and he loves his new defensive backfield. He lost a lot of guys last year who were 3-year starters, but John, these guys are hyped up. So 3rd down and 24 as Katy has gone backwards. Power eye look here. Going in motion is Borowski from the near side to the far side left. Now rolling left is Emery. Rocky looking, firing downfield, has a man, and it's overthrown. De La Fuente was there on the defense, but well overthrown. The intended receiver Borowski, and after good field position, was thwarted by nothing but negative yardage for Katy. The Westlake defense holds serve.
14 lost yards on that drive for Katy. Westlake's defensive front, very aggressive, very fast, and you saw why right there. They had so much success last week in the scrimmage against Cedar Park, really dominated the Timberwolves, defending state champions at the 5A level, and now Katy will have to punt it away.
And it'll be Smalls, a high snap. Here comes the rush. That one gets away cleanly. Excuse me, it's actually Ortiz getting that punt away. And now Peter, Pumpkin Eater, the ball goes out of bounds, and that's the call on special teams. Get away from the football, and that's what Andrew Boykin did, and it bounces out of bounds. So it's like the first 2 possessions never happened. Knock out the cobwebs, wipe off the dust, and the Chaps start all over from the 20-yard line in their own territory.
Well, if Westlake's defense has a strength, which they have many, it's going to be stopping the run and especially stopping the on the perimeter run with DeAndre Glass. And if they can do that, they're in great shape, especially with a new quarterback for Katy and Rocky Emery, and he's 5'11", 155. So Westlake with the advantage there. Of course, Katy's defense very stout. We'll see if the Westlake offense can get something going on this drive.
Inside 9 minutes to play here, 8:57, no score. Second series for Sam Ellinger and crew. 2 wide receivers to his left, 1 to his right, 2 backs in the backfield. Now a little slip screen here to Andrew Boykin. Positive yardage out there, a safety high percentage throw from Sam Ellinger to his left. And he makes the grab, does Boykin, out to the 27-yard line. Good for about a 7-yard pickup there. And it'll be 2nd and short now. Open up the playbook. It looks like it's going to be a long 3, John, right at the 27-yard line.
Yeah, nice pickup there. Andrew Boykin going to be the safety blanket for Sam Ellinger all season long. Hopefully another target can emerge, but nice grab there by Boykin and a good 7-yard gain.
2nd and 3, 2 wide receivers to the far side right, 1 here to the near side left. From the left hash, it's quarterback keeper here. Now a clogged lane as Ellinger tries to work his 6'2" frame down the left side of the formation, and he punches his way down to the 29-yard line to pick up 2, and it's 3rd and 1 here, and the Chaps can get creative.
And this is what one of the things Coach Dodge was unhappy about from the scrimmage against Cedar Park was goal line and short yardage situations. He wants to see a better effort out of his offensive line, get that push up front, and be able to pick up these short yard situations. Big 3rd and 1 here.
Watson and O'Connor in the backfield here. Bruisers on either side of Sam Ellinger. Same formation, 2 wide receivers to Sam's right, 1 to Ellinger's left. Here's 3rd and 1 from the 29, and this one will be blown dead. Here coming in is the line judge, and not too sure what the flag was all about, but it looks like it's a false start on Westlake, and that is trouble on 3rd down.
Offense number 2, 5 yards, still 3rd down.
And that is the call, false start. So what was 3rd and 1 is now going to turn into 3rd and 6, and it backs up inside the 25-yard line to the 24. So 3rd down and 6 and a little bit more room, but that's not what you want on 3rd and 1. Inside 7:40 to play here in the opening quarter. Westlake with a big 3rd down conversion opportunity here. Here's the snap out of the shotgun. Here comes the rush. Dancing out of it is Ellinger. Sidesteps 1 tackle. Picks up the 1st down across the 30 and angles his way outside the left hash mark past the 35 out to the 37-yard line. And that is the difference he can make with his legs. Is he fast? In the open field, yes. But it's the decision making, and watch this replay. It's a pickup of 13 yards and a 1st down for the former AP All-Stater, Sam Ellinger.
The great equalizer, number 4.
And he put a move on Randall that he's going to remember. 1st down and 10 from the 38-yard line. First pass over the middle is caught for a 1st down into Katy territory. And welcome to varsity football on Westlake. Connor Howard, the 6', 210-pound senior, but a flag has been thrown, John. Michael Gomez on the tackle of Connor Howard, who came over with his football coaching father.
Personal foul, face mask against the offense, number 62. 15-yard penalty, previous spot. Replay 1st down.
Big penalty there for the Westlake offense. Wipes out that big gain to Connor Howard. But Howard, though, you mentioned transfer from Brownwood. He was the defensive MVP in District 3 4A last season, but also led Brownwood in with 48 receptions, 820 yards, 9 touchdowns. Very fast, and he gives Sam Ellinger that other option on the outside.
So it's a 15-yard penalty at the line of scrimmage, so it's 1st and 25 from the Chapperals 23. Here's the play action, a quick hitch out to the far side, or excuse me, the near side, and it's incomplete. Intended here on the near side to Jacob Ramos, who made probably one of the most acrobatic catches in the Cedar Park scrimmage that had the entire sideline fired up. And when did he do it? On 3rd down. What happened after he caught it? A 35-yard touchdown run by Nakia Watson right through the Black Rain defense. And it's going to be interesting to see how these receivers mesh with Sam Ellinger. But he's been throwing to these guys, those of them that are seniors, he's been throwing to these guys his entire life. Here's 2nd and 25 off the incomplete pass. Here comes the rush, steps up in the pocket. Sam fires over the middle, and that pass is incomplete. Another flag might have come in. No flag there. It looks like possibly just thrown there mistakenly. And it's a good defensive move there by Brody Anderson. And you could see, John, that Sam he had enough time to deliver the football, but into traffic. So it's the second time that they've tried to go over the middle to Connor Howard between the linebackers and the safeties, and he just couldn't get the separation to make the grab.
Yeah, close to a high hit there on Connor Howard, too, but probably a good job by the officials to keep the flag in the pocket. 3rd and 25 here because of the face mask, pushed Westlake back. We'll see what happens.
No score, 2nd series here. Ellinger back to pass, now flushed right, rolls outside the right hash mark, looking downfield, fires downfield, and that pass is incomplete. Intended on the far sideline there for, and it looks like Noah Scrudland was on the far side there waiting for it. And good coverage once again by Michael Gomez. And so far, John, I'm impressed with the high safeties here. They do a good job at doubling down and covering what is a very fast Westlake receiving corps.
Well, this Katy defense, they have a lot of talent, yes, but this scheme, and it's similar to Westlake, the scheme is just so good and the players execute it so well that it just makes them so hard to beat deep. And they have such a great pass rush that it causes Sam to have to get out of the pocket and just breaks down the offense, what the offense wants to do.
And he's going to punt it again, just an end over end, and it's going to be fielded there by Anderson. But the ball's come loose, diving for it here, but a flag has come in from the near side. And we already have laundry to look at, John. It's pretty impressive here so far. We get a look at our referee, Brian Jones. The umpire is Rob McClendon. The line judge is Rick Womble. He was actually the one that threw the flag. Mark Liggett is the linesman. Jerry Johnson, the field judge. Aaron Hinojosa, the sign judge.
Against the return team. The foul being forced 10 yards from the end of the run. First down.
And Matthew Martinez is our back judge, and that's the voice of Brian Jones. And you heard that it was holding on the return team, so a break there for Westlake, and some flags here in Westlake's 2nd possession. No score, 6:32 remaining here. Joe Taylor, John Nidell, Abe Garcia with you. Our statistician Brian Ferguson on site, along with Mike Harrell. We got double stats going tonight here for you on this big-time opener for the Katy Tigers and the Westlake Chapperals. So Rocky Emery back in business under center here. Power eye look, and they go to Glass. Glass straight up the middle, and he is rocked at the 39-yard line. Immediate hit there by Levi Jones, and that is something that we haven't seen a lot of teams do. They went right at Levi Jones on that right side. That's Jones's right side, their left side, and he got a load of Levi Jones, but not before he picked up 4 yards. 2nd down and 6 for the Tigers.
Well, 2015, Levi Jones really matured as a football player. You can tell now he is ready in his senior season to truly break out and become a big-time prospect at the next level. And now Westlake 2nd down and 6 with a 4-man front. 2
wide receivers here to the near side right. The give once again is to Glass. Glass once again met in traffic as he crosses the line of scrimmage out to about the 43-yard line. And you can see how much that 20 pounds has put on Glass's surge across the line of scrimmage. He is a big load. And it's going to be 3rd down and 2 after a gain of 2 yards. The stop made there by 2 tacklers up front. Jones along with Jacobson there on the defensive line. 5.5 minutes to play, no score. This is Katy's 2nd possession here at Chapperals Stadium. 1 wide receiver split wide to the right. Power eye look as Emery is under center. It looks like 1985 football. 3rd down and 2. The toss to the left side, and picking up the first down is Glass. Spins towards the middle of the field, and he is down for a 1st down run out to the 50-yard line. Nice squirt forward there of 5 yards. And DeAndre Glass picks up the first down for Katy right at midfield.
And you mentioned that he was a freshman last year, 670 yards, 14 touchdowns. Got offers from Florida State, Tennessee, Arkansas, and Washington. As a freshman in high school at the 6A level, he really has a lot of speed. But so far, Westlake doing a good job of keeping him contained in the middle of that defense and able to tackle DeAndre Glass so far.
First down and 10, no score, 4:50 and counting in the first quarter here as we are underway for the home opener of the 2016 season. Three-step drop, passes over the middle. First pass for Emory is caught in this drive for a 12-yard gain inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line. And the catch is made on the near side. And Trey Minks, the 5'8", 160-pound senior, taking a high pass and hauling it in. Great catch here, and bringing him down is David Dickerson, the middle linebacker, who saw the wide receiver kind of elevate. Minks pulled that one down nicely for a 12-yard gain, and it's very quickly first down and 10 at the Chapperals 38-yard line. Two wide receivers to the right of Emory, one to his left. Power eye look in the backfield. The deep back set is Glass. On first and 10 from the 38-yard line. There's a five-step drop. Now rolling right, throwing right, and that pass is in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. Just a little comeback route there for, I believe it was intended here on the near side for Kevon Copeland, and Levi Jones was right there in the area. So it's an incomplete pass on first down. It'll set up second and 10 from the Chaparral 38-yard line. 4:03 to play here in the opening quarter. No score. Joe, John, Abe, thanks so much for joining us here on Sports Talk AM 1300 The Zone. You're listening to us live on the Westlake Chap app. Download it on iTunes, or you can download it on Google Play. Or you can go to our website, westlakenation.com, or shapapp.westlakenation.com to hear the stream live. No excuse for missing this one. On second down and 10, the toss goes to Glass. Glass coming right, and he's got some movement there, and it's actually, pardon me, it's actually not Glass, but it is Kevon Copeland. Copeland getting the call. He's actually number 14. He was listed as number 3 in our information that we received from the coaching staff, but he is number 14 on our roster here this evening. And a lot of card playing here, John, from both head coaches. Katy didn't even bring a roster with him to dispense through the press box, and as we all know, Coach Dodds didn't want to post his roster anyway. Third down and 8. After the gain of 2 on the run to Copeland from the right hash mark, here's third and 8 from the Chaparral 36-yard line. Inside handoff, Copeland gets some room, stumbles forward, but he's short of the first down. Squirts forward to about the 31-yard line, so it's a pickup of 5. They needed the 28.5-yard line, so it's fourth down here for the Katy Tigers.
And you can bet they're probably going to keep their offense on the field. Fourth down and 3 at the 31. Unless they have a kicker who can nail it from 48 yards. Why not? Defending state champion, you know you're confident in your offensive line. Big guys up front, good running backs. Stay in the ball game right here. Big fourth down and 3 early in this first quarter.
This is an old smash-down football game here. 2:40 left in the first quarter, no score. Here's the fourth down play. 3 backs, and now Emory calling for a timeout. It was very close to being a delay of game, but he got it in. Let's take a timeout as well. This is Westlake football. That view. Ebby Neptune Field, Chapperals Stadium on August 26th, 2016 for Katy and Westlake, the first time these two teams have met. Out of the timeout, the first of Katy's 3 allotted in the first half. It'll be fourth down and 3 from the 31-yard line, and an offensive lineman just moved. Everybody called it, and hats off there. It looked like Matthew Sams and Alex De La Fuente pleading with the line judge down the sideline. So it's a false start.
5-yard penalty, fourth down.
And that's tough there because it's the backup tight end, Brian Birkenoff, who is in there to block, and he moved early. And now they're going to try to angle a punt here on a short field. Don't think Westlake will send anybody back to receive this, as the expectation is going to be that it's going to go into the end zone here. But getting the call to punt this one away is Ortiz, and he is right around the midfield stripe on the Chaparral side of the field along the right hash mark. It looks like they are going to put somebody. Actually, it is going to be Seth Small. We thought earlier that Ortiz was going to do some punting, but Small is going to launch this one up, and it's a beauty. It's going to hit and take a sideways hop, and a beautiful Katy hop. And this will be Westlake football just outside their own 5-yard line. What a beautiful punt there by Seth Small, as he was dealing with kind of a coffin corner there, but How about that backspin? John doesn't get that with a 60-degree wedge.
No, and I have trouble getting spin on my wedges, so thank you for reminding me. But he got the ball so high on that, and he allowed his coverage team to get down there. And like you said, a great job there by Seth Small to pin Westlake deep at the 7-yard line. And we'll see what Sam Ellinger and company can do. Last drive, they were able to move the football, got it across the 50, but a critical hands to the face or face mask on the offense pushed him back and really killed the drive.
3 down linemen here for Katy's defense, and it's at the 7-yard line of the Chapperals. 93 yards of pay dirt in front of him. The handoff will go to Nakia Watson, just trying to get Watson involved. He's across the line of scrimmage, maybe about a half-yard gain as he squirts out to the 8-yard line just outside the right hash mark. So it'll be 2nd down and 9 coming up for Westlake. And so far, that defensive trio, especially Matus and Bethley, and it's not often you see a sophomore starting at defensive end that gets a player of the game nod in a state championship game, but that's what happened last year against Lake Travis. 2nd down and 9 from the 8-yard line. Out of the shotgun, throwing right very quickly. That pass is caught. Slipping a screen out to the 20, to the 25. 1st down yardage and more there. As making his first grab is Andrew Boykin. Andrew Boykin wearing 11. That's his 2nd grab tonight and a 1st down. Good move there by Boykin and a very quick pass to Andrew to pick up the 1st down. It's a gain of 22 yards.
Well, the passes have to be quick against this Katy defense. They're so good at disguising blitzes and getting pressure on the quarterback. So the routes there, short routes in front of the 1st down marker, but Boykin does a great job of breaking a couple of tackles and picking up extra yardage for the 1st down.
Out to the 30-yard line now from the right hash. A back on either side of Ellinger. He's got 2 receivers to his left. That's the far side, the near side of the field. It's the wide side. And 1 receiver to his right. On 1st and 10 with 1:20 to play in the opening quarter, no score. 3rd series, Ellinger going over the middle. That pass is caught by Howard. And how about the blow by Brody Anderson? And a credit to Howard for hanging on, but it's good for a 15-yard pickup and a 1st down for Connor Howard, who has no shyness about him. Nerves of steel going across the middle.
Yeah, 15-yard gain there by Connor Howard, and a great hit there by Brody Anderson. It's a hard hit, but it's a safe hit, and Connor Howard, great grab. Big 1st down again for Westlake.
Back-to-back 1st down. 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right of Ellinger. He's got a back on either side. And so far, they've been going with the tandem of O'Connor and Watson. That's about 400 pounds with Sam Ellinger, who's about 215. Inside 50 seconds to play, no score. Shap's 3rd possession here. Going with the zone read and giving it to Nakia Watson, who squirts across the right side of the formation, across the 45-yard line. And he is out to the 48-yard line. It's a pickup of 3 yards. 35 seconds, and the clock rolls here. And we'll see 2nd and 7 here as Nakia Watson gets his first daylight move there as he's tripped up at the 47.
We've said it all of Sam Ellinger's career, how crucial it is that Westlake find a running back to go along with him so he's not reliant so heavily upon his legs, and they've found that so far in Nakia Watson.
Now 3 wide receivers to the left. They run it inside. This time the pass has to be caught by Boykin, and it was a little off. Actually back towards the line of scrimmage, and he had to come back to the football. It's caught into Katy territory at the 48-yard line, and that'll do it for the 1st quarter of play. And after 1 quarter of play, no score from Chaparral Stadium. Katy nothing, Westlake nothing. This is Westlake football. That's where that camera is as you watch it on our television broadcast, replaying every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. It's breakfast with the Chaps on Time Warner Cable Sports across the state. 3 wide receivers to the right now as Sam Ellinger in the men in red move left to right here in the 2nd quarter. No score, 1st play on 3rd down and 3, and that pass is caught on the near side in front of the Westlake sideline. Noah Scrudlin getting an opportunity to pick up a 1st down out to the 41-yard line. Good passing catch there on a quick rollout by Sam Ellinger.
Yeah, you know that defense is focused so much on Andrew Boykin. A little rollout to the right, Scrudlin with a nice catch on the sideline, and a big 1st down now inside Katy territory at the 41.
No score, 1st down and 10 from the Katy 41-yard line. 2 wide receivers left, 1 to Sam's right, a back on either side. And it's Connor Howard in the backfield here, and we had talked about maybe Steele O'Connor, and I looked down there, couldn't see the number, but it looks like Connor Howard's been lining up as a receiving back there as he's along with Nakia Watson. So technically 4 wide receivers in the mix. Now good protection. Sam firing over the middle. Has a man, and it's caught and then jarred loose. What a great hit by Brody Anderson, and you can see why he is a talented free safety coming back with 42 tackles. He has caused 3 fumbles a year ago in 2015, and that time, that's the 2nd opportunity he's had to jar a ball loose. First time he was unsuccessful against Connor Howard. This time Boykin can't hang on after the big hit on the sideline following the incompletion.
Yeah, perfectly timed timed hit there by Brody Anderson, and really nothing Andrew Boykin could do there. A little blindside hit right in the back, and a little whiplash for Boykin there too.
Second down and 10 from the 41-yard line. Two wide receivers left, one to his right, and now the zone read play. Sam's going to keep it himself and just kind of use his frame to batter his way down to the 40-yard line as he is bouncing off would-be tacklers there. The outside linebacker, Felipe Alvear, in there on one of the hits on Sam Ellinger. On third down and 9, it's officially a gain of 1 to the 40-yard line. The ball resting on the right hash mark as you listen to it and picture it in your mind's eye on Sports Talk AM 1300 The Zone and on your Strap app. Now 4 wide receivers in the formation. 2 to Sam's left, 2 to his right. That's the short side of the field. Nakia Watson to his left in the backfield. 10:45 and the clock moving here in the second quarter. No score. Sam with time fires here the near side. That pass is low. Noah Screwlin tried to dive for it, but it hits the carpet first, and it's an incomplete. Big third down play coming up for Westlake as you can see that curl route defended beautifully by Keegan Oddie down there on the corner.
It'll be very interesting to see what Coach Dodge and company decide to do here. 4th down and 9 at the 40. I would imagine they'd probably allow Sam to pooch this, try to pin Katy deep the way your defense is playing, but we'll see.
And their defense has got quite the rest here with this drive. It started off fairly nicely with a few first downs, and now they're going to go into that punting formation. This is Sam's 3rd punt of the night, and this one just a high one-step kick, and it'll be caught at the 9-yard line there on the right hash mark. And a guy that's been delivering hits and catching punts is Brody Anderson. And Anderson really kind of the leader of that back-end defense for Gary Joseph. And I'm impressed so far with both teams defensively. And that's what you're going to see. No score, 10-29. That is not an indication that something's wrong with the offense. That is an indication, folks, that everybody has come to play on the defensive side of the ball. And at this stage in the game, you hear coaches talk about it all the time. Defense is always going to be ahead of the offense.
Well, and that was really the secret weapon for Westlake last year. Everyone wants to talk about Sam Ellinger, and he was fantastic. He was the player of the year. But it was the defense that they couldn't have done it without him. I mean, it was a total team effort. And then Katy, of course, in 14 of their 16 games last year, Katy allowed a combined total of 25 points. That is unbelievable. They just had a defense for the ages, and it was pretty incredible. And so far tonight, they've shown they haven't really dropped off much.
Power eye look here for Rocky Emery. The handoff goes to, I believe it's DeAndre Glass, and he is met by a slew of tacklers across the middle of the formation there as he is driven down at about the 2-yard line. It's a 2-yard game, and pick your chaparral as far as that's concerned as Glass goes down after a gain of 3 officially as the nose of the football grazing the 18-yard line. So 2nd down and 7, 10 minutes to play here in the opening half. We're in the second quarter. There is no score. Moving right to left in the white uniforms with the red numerals and the white helmets with the red Katy Tiger emblem on the side. DeAndre Glass, the lone setback in deep. Does have an up back, and it's Mason. Now the handoff goes to Glass, and reading it perfectly are the Westlake Chapperals. He scores forward for a minimal gain past the 15-yard line out to the 16. So it looks like it's a pickup of 3, so another 3rd down play here. And on your television broadcast, you get field level here. Just kind of a counter play, and Caleb Bestie going low, obviously a smaller target, just taking out the legs of Nakia Watson, or excuse me, of DeAndre Glass. And he did what the defenders for Katy were doing to Nakia Watson, attacking his legs.
Yeah, perfect play there by Bestie, just kept contained. You don't want to allow him out on the outside, force him inside, and then make a tackle at the legs. Brings up a big 3rd and 3 here from their own 27.
A man in motion going to the far side. That's Borowski. Power eye look on 3rd down and 3. Play action. Emery going for the home run here on the near side, and it's incomplete. Intended here for the fullback out of that formation was Kadarius Page, and it's incomplete. As Katy will have to punt it away here. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening live to Westlake Football. Brings up a 4th down and 3 for the Tigers. We welcome you back to live coverage. Chapperals Stadium here. 4th down and 3 for the Katy Tigers.
It's actually the 17-yard line, not the 27.
The 17-yard line is, it says so on the board, but it's the 17-yard line. 9:01 to play here in the second quarter. No score, and now Small delivers another punt. This one's going to be a little short here, and now it's going to hit at the 45-yard line, and coming all the way across and making that catch on the bounding ball there at the 45-yard line was Trey Meeks, and he actually receives it right at the 45. So a good field position opportunity here for the Chapperals as they start on the Katy side of the field with the ball resting right in the middle of the hash marks, John.
And it's nice for Coach Dodge and the Westlake coaching staff when you have the ball at the 41-yard line, you don't feel pressure to have to go for it on 4th and 9. Because of your defense, you can kick it away, play field position, and it worked out absolutely perfectly. Now they get the ball 1st and 10, fresh set of chains, fresh set of downs at the 45-yard line of Katy.
Really like the chess match that both Joseph and Dodge are playing here tonight. 3 wide receivers to Sam's right, 1 to his left. Inside handoff, no. It looks like Sam's going to keep it. He's along that left hash mark, finds some wiggle room just outside the left hash mark, and angles his way down to the 41-yard line. So pick up a 4 yards. Coming up on 2nd down and 6 with 8:40 and the clock moving here in the second quarter. Nakia Watson to Sam Ellinger's right, 3 wide receivers to his right. The ball on the left hash mark, the receiver to his left. And now the handoff goes to Nakia Watson, and he gets across the line of scrimmage and battles his way down inside the 38-yard line. And it looks like they're going to call him down at the 37. So it's going to be a 3rd and short opportunity here, and we have yet to see the rumors about the Westlake kicking game, but you know Todd Dodge wants to be able to convert this 3rd down play here. It's 3rd down and 2. The ball marked at the 37-yard line just inside the left hash mark.
Now this might be 4-down territory here if it's a 4th and short.
3 wide receivers to Ellinger's right, 1 to his left. Watson stays in to block. He's an accomplished one. Now it breaks down inside the 38, down to the 37. Ellinger's still on his feet, but he's going to be shy of the 1st down. He is brought down about a yard beyond the line of scrimmage at the 36-yard line. So it's going to be 4th down and 1, and a very good decision opportunity here early on with no score. So we're at a low-risk capacity right now as far as what you're going to call. The way your defense has been playing thus far against this Katy rushing attack, you can afford to take some chances here, John.
Yeah, 4th and 1 versus 4th and 9 last time. Big difference. Shotgun 2 backs. We'll see what they do here with Sam Ellinger.
And it's a hybrid back, kind of what Noah Hodis did last year in the injuries to the backfield. Connor Howard, make no bones about it, he is a football player. He played defense last year. The transfer from Brownwood is in the backfield to the left of Ellinger. 4th and 1. Here's the snap. They're going to keep it on the zone read. Ellinger's picked up the 1st down. He's across the 35-yard line down to the 34, and he picks up 2 yards for his effort, surging forward. The clock will stop with 7:02 to play in the second quarter. No score, and the Chaps move the chains inside the Katy 35-yard line.
And it looks like Sam lost his helmet there, so he'll have to come off to the sideline for one play.
And it'll bring in Matthew Gentz, and Gentz, the backup holder and one of the backup quarterbacks, had some time last year. And on 1st down and 10, he's going to be asked to manage the offense here, but a timeout looks like, nope, not going to call a timeout. Inside 7 minutes to play in the 1st half. Nakia Watson, Connor Howard to the left of Matthew Gentz.
Now they'll take the timeout.
And now they'll take the timeout. We will take it as well. Back in 60 seconds. This is out of the 1st timeout for Todd Dodge. Sam Ellinger has his helmet, and he is back on the field. Back on either side of it, it's Howard and Watson. And now going in with the play. The handoff goes to Howard. Howard is into the clear. Howard has one man to beat. To the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Connor Howard. Oh, the hybrid receiver turned tailback. Ran right by the would-be defenders. Good play fake to Nakia Watson, and Howard takes it to the house. Touchdown, Westlake.
And how big was that timeout for Todd Dodge and company? You don't want to waste any plays here against Katy, and you allow Sam Ellinger to get back on the field. That makes the Katy defense focus on number 4, a give to Connor Howard, and he shows off his 10.6 800-meter dash speed right there for the 34-yard touchdown.
And now we'll get a chance to see what is in store for the Westlake Chapperals on special teams here. It will be Mauro Montemayor to kick the extra point here. And it's worth noting that Matthew Gentz is the holder, and he's the backup quarterback. Snap is down, it is up, and the kick is good. Mauro converts. Oh, it's no good. They're going to call it no good. So with 6:39 to play here in the second quarter, it's Westlake 6, Katy nothing. This is Westlake football. Look at the cheerleaders coming out of the television break here, and our drive summary. 5 plays, 45 yards, took 2 minutes and 13 seconds off the clock here in the second quarter. A 34-yard touchdown run by Connor Howard, who used Nakia Watson as subterfuge and ran right through the would-be Katy defense in for his first touchdown here in a varsity uniform for the Westlake Chapperals. So no doubt he had a whale of a season last year. John mentioned the defensive MVP for Brownwood, and now he's working his way in the offensive books here for the Westlake Chapperals, and he's a big weapon, not only as a receiver, but now, as we know, a back that not only can run, but can catch out of the backfield. A good wrinkle for Westlake as Mauro Montemayor will kick it off here from left to right. 6:39 to play here in the opening quarter. The point after touchdown was missed, so it's 6-0 Westlake. And he puts his right foot into this one. It's a short kick, angling towards the 15-yard line. And that ball is live. It's been touched. And now backing up there and making a great play on the far side for the Westlake Chapperals and jarring the ball loose. And it looks like Westlake has it. And how about that? Coming in and making the play was Isaiah Foz, the starting tailback from a year ago. And the junior has worked his way and jarred the ball loose. And it's Westlake football at the 11-yard line.
What a huge play right there on the special teams of Westlake. Isaiah Foz with a humongous strip, and I thought the referees might blow it dead right here for forward progress, but the ball, actually, it looked like it may have been De La Fuente who actually got the strip and the recovery, and he's going to hold on to that football, too.
It's our Shab of the Week getting his first start, and you're going to hear from him at halftime, and it couldn't happen to a better guy. Foz was there really doing the driving, if you will, if you can picture number 7, Isaiah Foz, pushing back the return man who actually wound up touching the football, and it was the back-end help from De La Fuente that jarred the ball loose. It hit the ground. De La Fuente came away with it, and it's first down and 10. And it's going to be a timeout for Katy. We will take it as well. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Now we get a good look at Alex De La Fuente, our Shap of the Week. You'll hear from him on the radio broadcast and on the Westlake Shap app, part of our streaming service here. And would you believe that he is a Spanish speaker first? Both parents from Mexico City. And it's a fun conversation, and the coaches all absolutely adore him. And you heard Todd Dodge talk about him at length in the pregame show. First down and 10 as he's the one that gets the fumble recovery. The handoff goes to Nakia Watson. Watson inside the 10, down to the 6-yard line, and he is fighting his way down to the 6, and he gets that 4 yards on the gain, maybe actually more like 5. It's going to set up 2nd and 5. And, John, it's more important to note that a first down can be eclipsed, 1st and goal between the 2 and the 1-yard line. And we get a good look at the replay, and that's where you're going to have an opportunity to really hammer down that offensive line on the right side. Greg Griffin throwing a big block there.
Yeah, on Raymond Randall, the linebacker who was able to hold his own just a little bit, but still a nice push there from the Westlake offensive line. Picks up 5 yards on first down.
So Howard back in the backfield to the right of Ellinger. Now they're going to swap places here. Now Howard to the left, Nakia Watson to the right, 2 wide receivers to the far side. And now Ellinger's just going to try a quarterback keeper. Ellinger had the step across the 5-yard line and just missed his window. And he is down at the 2. He's very close to a first down. And this will be 3rd and short. And it looks like they're going to call Ellinger down inside. It'll be 3rd down and 1. So they're going to call it at the 3-yard line, John. And it is very close. It'll be 3rd down and 1 with an opportunity to pick up a first down if they don't make the end zone here. Striking distance and oddly similar to the position they were in during the Cedar Park scrimmage a week ago. And now just a quarterback keeper. Ellinger trying to drive the pile. Ellinger trying to get across the line of scrimmage, and he is short. But he does pick up the first down. He's inside the 1-yard line and the goal line. But it is a 1st and goal as he comes up short on his first rushing touchdown after he scored 20 rushing touchdowns a year ago. Part of 71 total touchdown plays that Sam Ellinger was involved with in a spectacular junior campaign.
And expect more of the same here. 3 wide receivers, but 2 backs. And Sam Ellinger, the big quarterback, you're going to certainly expect another power run here as Isaiah Foz enters the backfield.
And he's to the right of Ellinger along with Watson. That's a big load in the backfield here. 2 wide receivers to Sam's left, 1 to his right, and they're going to hand it off to Foz. Foz trying to get into the end zone, and Foz has it. And Isaiah Foz, the junior, who started a year ago, gets in for his first touchdown of the season, and Westlake doubles up Katy here. Sam noticeably limping just a little bit here. We'll have to keep an eye on that. No doubt fluids coming in 4 minutes and 30 seconds when halftime hits, but right now it's 12-0 as Westlake scores on a 1-yard touchdown run by Isaiah Foz. Touchdown Westlake.
And I don't know if Westlake's going to take a timeout here. They started to take the offense, to put the offense on the field. Now they're going to talk about it.
And we will go ahead and keep it here and involve our 3rd member of the broadcast crew, Abe Garcia. Balmy, no doubt. Sam looks a little banged up, but that could be a number of things. He seems to be operating on all cylinders once the play starts, Abe.
Yeah, and actually going back to Sam's little injury, it looks like he just maybe got dead-legged on that last run and the last drive that he had before the touchdown by Westlake. He looks like he's fine, but, maybe it's just, hanging a little bit with him. But he's doing a good job of selling the zone read, because Katy is still biting, thinking that Sam is going to run the ball. And as you can see, the last 2 touchdowns have not been Sam Ehlinger running touchdowns.
Yeah, it's actually the run game behind Sam Ehlinger, even though we have not seen that breakout run by Nakia Watson. What we have seen, what I'm impressed with, I saw it during practice, I saw it during the scrimmage, Nakia Watson can block. And with this type of defense, when you have a guy that's versatile like Connor Howard, John, that you can send downfield on a pass play, even if it's play action, it doesn't matter. But when you have a guy like Nakia Watson that can stay in and block, I've seen it happen a couple of times where one of the defenders for Katy has been on the working end of that Watson block, and it is not pretty. He knows what he's doing back there. He is an all-down back, and he's shown it here early on in his junior campaign, his first for the Westlake Chapperals as a transfer from Manor High School.
Yeah, that's almost as crucial as finding another option to run the football out of the backfield, as a guy who can protect your senior leader quarterback, and Nakia Watson doing a great job in pass pro, like you said.
They're going to try to pick up the 2-point conversion here to make up for the missed PAT. Now the zone read, now pulling it back, and a little Statue of Liberty play, jumping over Tim Tebow style is Ehlinger, and he completes the pass on the 2-point conversion to Connor Howard, pulling it down and scoring 2. Westlake 14, the Tigers nothing. We're back in 60 seconds. This is Westlake football.
Deep to receive for the Tigers, number 18, J.C. Ongul, and number 5, Josh Oglesby.
We welcome you back to Chaparral Stadium here, as Mauro Montemayor eyes his second kickoff here of the second quarter. Westlake leading 14-0. A 4-play, 11-yard drive, taking 2 minutes off the second quarter clock here, and getting the short kickoff and advancing it past the 20-yard line out to the 25, and now still on his feet. It's a good job there by the Katy Tigers to make their way across. Looks like Ryan Tagle is the guy that got an opportunity there, or excuse me, it's actually the wide receiver, J.C. Angelo. First down and 10 here as we welcome you back to our live coverage on our radio broadcast. A little mix-up there, but no problem. We'll get you back to the action. The scoring drive for the Westlake Chaparrals. They go downfield in 4 plays, and it was capped by a 1-yard touchdown run by Isaiah Foz. And then the 2-point conversion catch off the fake zone read. Just a little jump pass there, Tim Tebow style. Ehlinger delivered it to Howard for the 2-point conversion with 4:21 to play in the half. It is Westlake 14, Katy nothing. Power eye look here for Emery as he is back under center after a long break. Throwing to the right, and that pass is caught. Nice job there by Borowski to make the grab. He's got about a 10-yard pickup, and they're going to give him forward progress out to the 41-yard line. So it's an 11-yard pickup for a first down there. And a lot of activity around Borowski when he caught the football. He's going to go off the field, a little shaken up there. But a big hit there across the middle as Borowski's able to corral him. Chambers was there, and pick your Shap. It was everybody in the defensive backfield on Borowski, and he was not going to get beyond that 41-yard line. 11-yard pickup, first down here for Katy.
You know, Joe, there was only one game last year. It was Woodlands that was even remotely close. So 14-0 deficit. Katy, you don't know what they're thinking on the sideline down there.
And now the toss here to the near side. Glass trying to get around the left corner and does. Cuts it upfield at the 45-40, 35-30. Breaks away, and Glass is going to take it to the house and cut the lead in half. DeAndre Glass, the sophomore, in for the touchdown. Touchdown Tigers.
Yeah, a couple Chaparral defenders out there trying to keep contained. They got a little too far outside, I think, and the pursuit from the inside was just a little too late. And DeAndre Glass, fast enough. He's a one-cut running back. You see it right there, and he's able to find the crease up the middle, up the left side, I should say, and a great speed there for Glass, and takes it all the way for 6 points.
And it will be small to convert on the extra point here. The snap is down, and it's fumbled, and the ball is down, rolling right, and this is going to be a tackle made at the 17-yard line. A good job there coming in, and it looks like for the Chaparrals, you get a good look at some of the backups here, and playing special team is Keaton Jones. You heard Todd Dodge talk about it. He's got a very deep defensive backfield, and it includes guys like Keaton Jones, and that time he made the play on special teams. We'll go ahead and keep it here, 14-6, following the 59-yard touchdown run by DeAndre Glass. And you could see they weren't going to be able to stop him all night long. It's a hope to contain a guy like Glass, who is showing every bit of the D1 interest that he has as just a sophomore. Katy's running game in very good hands coming into 2016, following the exit of Kyle Porter, who, John, had an equally as insane year in 2015 as maybe Sam Ellinger did. On the ground, how about 4,823 yards rushing to go with 77 touchdowns? And that is something that you just look at and go, wait a minute, hold on. Over his career at varsity, he scores 77 times and runs for over 4,000 yards. That's ridiculous. And, of course, he's had the opportunity to play in 32 football games, but he was banged up here and there.
Right.
But just a crazy career for Kyle Porter as he exits stage right with a state championship title. And so far, the management of the game from Rocky Emery has been good. Defensive breakdowns have been at a minimum. You saw really the first one from the Westlake Chapperals, and no doubt they're going to have to correct that. But they nurse a lead here, 14-6 through the Chapperals with 3:38 to play in the second quarter. Small will kick it off from right to left, and he booms this one. It'll drive back Tate Young to the 1-yard line, and Tate's going to bring it. No, it's, excuse me, not Tate Young. It's actually Andrew Boykin gets the call out to the 15-yard line to the 16. It's a 15-yard return, so Andrew Boykin gets in the game here as a return opportunity, and it'll be a long field goal. It'll be a long field in front of Sam Ellinger, a two-play 70-yard drive for the Katy Tigers as they score quickly here with 43 seconds in the second quarter. Capped by a 59-yard touchdown run by DeAndre Glass, and one of the finer one-cut runs as he put a foot in the ground and ran right by the Chaparral defense, John.
And similar to Westlake and quarterbacks, Katy, it's all about the running back position. A long line of terrific running backs, and DeAndre Glass certainly the next one.
Here's the snap. Ellinger going to the left. That's a low throw, but it's caught by Connor Howard at the 21-yard line. It's good for about a 5-yard gain. And it'll bring up second down and 5 as the ball just inside the left hash mark.
Tackle made by number 48, Braden Wood.
You can tell that Westlake really wants to take advantage of the short and quick passing game, pick up 5, 6, 7 yards on a first down, bring up a second down and manageable like they did right there.
3 wide receivers to Sam's right, 1 to his left as he fires from the left hash mark. That pass is caught by Boykin. He'll gain just a short reception out to the 23-yard line, so it's a long way to throw the football for a 2-yard gain, but it does set up third down and 3, John.
And especially with Sam favoring that right leg just a little bit, you don't want him taking too long of drops and making him scramble out of the pocket. At some point, he's going to have to rely on his legs, but right now, Westlake just sticking with the quick passes for Sam Ellinger, get him in a rhythm. We'll see what they do on 3rd and 3.
The ball on the right hash mark, 2 wide receivers each way here for Sam, with Watson flanking him to his right. He's looking down the middle. Sam now flushed out of the pocket, looking to go downfield, fires, lobs it over to Watson, who makes the grab for the first down, and he is out of bounds here on the near side, out past the 35-yard line to the 36. Right in the area defensively for the Katy Tigers was the inside linebacker, and I hate to say it, that is a linebacker on a tailback that is much bigger and stronger. Gavin Spangler listed at 6 foot 215, but downhill was Nakia Watson on his first reception as a varsity player. That's just good touch and good recognition there by Sam to find his big tailback.
And that's a much harder throw than it looks. Those little touch passes, rarely do they practice them. Nice job there by Sam.
Sam on the drop back here, and he just fires it out. There's a flag that's going to come in here. Not too sure what it's all about. Nakia Watson makes the grab. He's out past the 45 to the 47 to the 48-yard line. It's a good gain of 12 yards if it's going to stand. But Brian Jones, the referee, was the one that threw the flag. So this might be coming back for the Chaparrals. But, John, I don't know about you. Don't see anything. Well, there it is. It is holding.
Yeah, it was on the right side of the offensive line. I was looking at a different guy and thought we're going to call it on him. But certainly on the replay, you saw the arm around the neck of the defender for Katy. Good call there. 1st and 20 now for Westlake at their own 26.
The ball's on the right hash mark here, just inside that 26-yard line. Nakia Watson will join Ellinger in the backfield here. 2 wide receivers to the short side of the field. That's Sam's right. 2 to the wide side. That is his left. As Ellinger eyeing the defensive coverage here on 1st and 20 with 2:01 to play. A quick fire out here to Scrudlin. Noah makes the grab. The ball comes out, and it looks like they're going to call Scrudlin down at the 30-yard line. Good grab there by Noah to go down and get it. That's his second catch of the game. And he moves the ball out to the 31-yard line. So it's a good pickup there of 5 yards. And we'll set up second down and 15. The ball just outside the 30-yard line.
And I know there were some drop issues in the scrimmage last week. So far tonight, pretty sure-handed are the Westlake receivers. And a nice job there by Scrudlin to pick up 4 yards, 5 yards on the play.
The ball on the right hash mark, 2 wide receivers each way. Here comes the rush. Now Sam's going to step out of trouble, out past the 30, has some room at the 35, makes a move, and he's tackled from behind. Spangler knocks him down at the 39-yard line. And Sam, again, look, he always has that kind of limp, so it's tough to see what's actually affecting him, because even when he's walking the halls of Westlake High School, he's got kind of that limp like he's been playing 27, 28 starts here at Westlake High School. But the bottom line is he can make those plays. Out to the 39-yard line he goes to set up third and manageable here from 7 yards away. Less than a minute to play in the half here, 14-6. Westlake with the lead over Katy at home in the season opener. 2 wide receivers each way. The ball at the right hash mark here. McGee is the center. They look back for a play here. 45 seconds and the clock moving here. And here's the snap. Back out of the shotgun. Ellinger looking over the field. Fires a fastball outside the 45-yard line, and it is caught. How about those hands from Connor Howard? He caught a missile for a first down. He's 9 yards on the first down, and what a catch by Howard.
And Sam Ellinger has to use his right leg to fire that kind of pass, to plant and fire, and a big first down for the Chapperals.
Hurry up here. 3 wide receivers to Sam's left. Ellinger looking to his right as well. That's Scrudlin looking for the isolation. There's Scrudlin, makes the grab at the 49-yard line, and it looks like a flag comes in on the other side of the field. There's definitely some laundry on the field. This will stop the clock, 17 seconds here, but that was another quick route by Scrudlin, who has made his 3rd catch of the night. Noah proving to be kind of the Andrew Boykin of this ball game.
And the referee that came in was pointing towards the Katy side.
So Brian Jones is going to tell us all about it.
They're going to come
and
back.
And that's the receiver downfield, number 11. It's covered up by the formation. 5 yards, first down.
So Brian Jones says that Andrew Boykin did something wrong there, so it's going to back things up and force a first down here.
Bring up a first down and 15.
And 15. The ball just outside the 41-yard line on the right hash mark at the 42. So 14 seconds and the clock is actually moving here. Don't know if it should be, as they've blown the. And it looks like they're trying to run a play here, and Todd Dodge is asking for Brian Jones to pay attention to the fact that the clock should not have been moving. There was 17 seconds, and the clock should not have been moving because that was out of a dead ball on a penalty. So the clock should not have started.
Timeout, Westlake.
And they're going to give
third timeout of the half.
They're going to charge Westlake with a timeout here with 2 seconds, but I'm not too sure if that clock should have been moving, John. At that particular point, I didn't hear the whistle. I did not hear the whistle, and neither did Todd Dodge.
Clearly, the coaching staff is confused down there, but 2 seconds left. 14-6, Westlake with the advantage. Great first half so far for Westlake. We'll see if they can pull off a miracle play here with 2 seconds left. But
well, they should have 15 more seconds. I'm not too sure. You know, the referee never made that all familiar start the clock. You know, you wind like you're bringing somebody around third, trying to score for home. You're blowing the whistle. You're letting everybody know that the time has started, and that just didn't happen. And Todd Dodge was confused. Everybody was confused on the Westlake sideline, and pretty interesting that they're going to let this one go. But Westlake leading 14-6. We invite you to stay tuned for the Felger Insurance halftime show. We'll hear from our Chap of the Week, Alex De La Fuente, who recovered a fumble here and has set up Westlake's 2nd score of the night. And, of course, we'll go over the highlights of the first half here, and there are a few of them to cover as Westlake leads 14-6 here with 2 seconds to play. Let's see what Westlake does here out of their final timeout. 3 wide receivers to the far side left, 1 here to the near side right as Westlake moves left to right. Now, Ellinger firing over the middle. That pass is juggled and dropped by Scrudlin, and that will do it for the first half of play. 14-6, Westlake leading Katy. And as Katy and Westlake jog to the locker room, no doubt water, maybe some fluids of hydration, because no doubt it's balmy down there on the field, Ebby Neptune Field here at Chapperals Stadium. But what a half of football, and it's everything we expected it to be. And we go down to the sidelines here momentarily. Abe Garcia will have the head coach for the Westlake Chapperals, Todd Dodge. And it looks like Coach Dodge is with Abe now. Abe, take it away.
Coach Dodge, after a first quarter, get the nerves out. We were able to get up 2 scores, 14-0, and they answer with a good run by Katy. How do you like so far the first half?
Oh, I like the fact that we're up right now. We're up by 8. You know, we We have played really good defense except for that one play. Offensively, we've settled down a little bit. We figured out, our kids are figuring out we can move the football on them. You know, we watched all summer long their defense last year. Nobody ever moved the football on them, so we're figuring out we can move the football on them. And we just got to build that confidence going into the second half. And, you know, and at times, looks like both teams look like it's their first game a lot, you know. So we got to get those jitters out and come back and play much better football second half.
All right, Coach, good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Talk to you after the game. Joe.
All right, we welcome you back inside the UFC broadcast booth. Joe Taylor, John Nidell. Well, it was everything it's billed to have been. Maybe not as high scoring as everybody would like, but everybody playing great defense. And right now, Westlake nursing that 8-point lead, 14-6 at the half.
Yeah, and I like what Coach Dodge said about his kids found out in the first half, you know what, we can move the ball against this Katy defense. We know they were amazing last year, but we're pretty good too. And Sam Ellinger and company did a great job of picking apart the Katy defense, picking up 2 touchdowns in large part thanks to that fumble and the fumble recovery by De La Fuente on special teams. But a nice first half, but a long way to go in the second. This Katy team is going to come out ready to go in the second half.
A lot of work to do, adjustments to be made. We'll break it here for halftime. If you're listening live to our radio broadcast and along the Shop app, stay with us. We'll have the Felger Insurance halftime show. But at the half, we break it here on the television side on Time Warner Cable Sports, channel 323 if you're watching live on Sunday morning. And it is Westlake all over Katy thus far here in the first half. Westlake leading Katy 14-6. This is Westlake football. The Katy Tigers and the Westlake Chapperals, and we await on our television broadcast who are the men behind the curtain. You're about to find out as Katy takes the field for the second half. Their team down by 8 points, 14-6. Joe Taylor, John Nidell, Abe Garcia back with you. And here come the Chapperals breaking through the curtain. We welcome you back up into the UFC broadcast booth. Joe Taylor alongside John Nidell. One thing to note here, there will be a high-profile look at just what the adjustments will be in the second half. Both of these coaches playing an excellent chess match in the first half. That will continue in the second half, John.
And so often the advantage in this situation goes to the team that's behind because the team that's ahead is going to just keep doing what they're doing. So we'll see. The Katy certainly will make some adjustments against Westlake, who outgained them, and we'll see what happens in the second half. It's going to be fun.
From Chaparral Stadium, we take a look at the team stats here, and right off the bat, it's pretty fair as far as the yardage is concerned for the Katy Tigers. 6 points. They've achieved 4 first downs, 90 total yards of offense, and 174 total yards of offense for the Westlake Chapperals. How about that even Steven on the Westlake Chapperal offensive side? 88 rushing yards, 86 passing yards, 14 points on the board. They've doubled up the first downs. They were successful, but like John said, in a game like this, especially with experience and tradition that Katy has over the course of the years, they're going to make the adjustments necessary here. It'll be interesting to see how they start offensively, as they will have the ball moving right to left in the third quarter in the second half.
Yeah, we expect Westlake's defense to play well. It's important for them to come out, set the tone again early against Katy, get them off the field, and allow Sam Ellinger and company to go to work.
So Mauro Montemayor and the special teams already has a takeaway here tonight. Alex De La Fuente and Isaiah Foz double teaming the return unit and getting the blue star for the effort there was De La Fuente. It's a line drive kick, and it's fielded at the 8-yard line. Out to the 20, to the 25. A seam up the right sideline there for the Katy Tigers. The man returning it for the Tigers is Josh Oglesby. Oglesby was the one that fumbled the return that set up the second Westlake score, and it will be first down and 10 for the Katy Tigers here at their own 26-yard line. So a gain of 21 on the return for Oglesby as he walks back to the sideline. Joe Taylor, John Nidell, Abe Garcia down on the sideline. Take Westlake football with you anywhere by downloading the Westlake Chap app, available on the App Store and on Google Play. Download it now and never miss a minute of the action. The Westlake Chap app, available on Apple and Android devices. Power eye look here as Borowski goes in motion here to the near side. The handoff will go to the deep back here across the 30-yard line out to the 32, and it looks like it is DeAndre Glass, and a little bit of collision down there defensively as a lot of people coming up from the pile there. Braden Cassidy just trying to avoid the contact after the play. Good first down run there by DeAndre Glass. It'll be second down and 5 after the pickup of 5 yards on first down as Katy trails by 8. 14-6 as we are just underway here from Chapperals Stadium in the second half. Westlake with the 8-point lead. A cushion here on Abbey Neptune Field. Second down and 5 here. Under center is Emery. Emery will hand to Glass. Glass with some running room there. Levi Jones hits him, but not before Glass gets out to the 39-yard line to the 40, right in the middle of the hash marks. It's a first down run of 6 yards, and it will be first and 10 for Katy as they come right back to Glass.
Yeah, expect a steady dose of DeAndre Glass here in the second half. Katy is going to try to wear down this Westlake defense, continue to run downhill. That's what they've done best for years, and they're going to continue doing that in the second half.
And now just a traditional huddle here for the Katy Tigers. They line up with 2 wide receivers to the left of Emery, who is in under center and in the power I formation here. First down and 10 from the Katy 40-yard line. Looking left, throwing left. That pass is caught by Borowski. Slipped through one set of tacklers and getting him on the back end there defensively for the Westlake defense. Coming in was Andrio. Andrio actually, what I would call, saved a huge pickup. Now, it was already a first down catch for Borowski. It's a 14-yard pickup and a first down into Chaparral territory. But you saw Kerry Andreo, he tried to rip the ball away, and in doing so, knocked Borowski off balance, knocked him down. So a good play there. He went for the football. Dangerous play, but it worked out for Andrio. First down and 10 at the Chaparral 46-yard line. Now Minks going in motion from the left side to the right side. Power eye look, Emery under center, toss back to Glass. He's going right across the 45, or 45, excuse me, down to the 40-yard line. And a slew of tacklers there to meet him. Sam Duffy on the bottom end of that pile made the initial pop there on Glass, who is running with efficiency and power here as he picks up a big surge of 7 yards. It'll be second down and 3 here at the Chaparral 39-yard line for Katy.
And that's what they've specialized in. Just toss left, toss right, toss left, and they're going to make you make the stop. And they're very difficult to stop. And a big pickup, 7 yards on first down.
From the right hash mark on second and 3, 9.5 minutes to play. Borowski going in motion here. Under center, Emery, where he's been all night in the power eye look. And the handoff going to Glass. No, this time it's not Glass. They opt for the backup here as they get fresh legs into the ball game with Copeland. Copeland again wearing the number 14, and he is tripped up right there at the 36-yard line. So it's a gain of 3 yards on the play and a first down on the run by Copeland. The ball just outside the 35-yard line on the right hash mark at the 36 in Chaparral territory. And the defense, a little gassed here coming out to the third quarter. They're going to have to make a play here soon as Katy is running at will against the Westlake front. 9:05, clock moving. Westlake with an 8-point lead. They set with a 4-man front. Play action. Emery looking downfield, going for the home run. It's well covered and leaping and making the grab. No, it's in and out of the hands. Nice defense down there by Matthew Sams. And Sams basically kind of had to play center field, and it looked like he may have gotten turned around just a little bit briefly, but he's able to turn around and make the play. Intended downfield there, trying to make the home run play towards the end zone for the Katy Tigers is J.C. Anglo, the 6-foot, 165-pound senior, getting some looks from a lot of different schools, including Syracuse, which would be a fine move for him after the senior season, but could not break free of Matthew Sams. Incomplete pass, second down and 10 for Emery, who's under center in the power eye. A receiver each way here. The ball on the right hash mark, and now going in motion is Oglesby, who is going to catch the jet sweep to the right side. He turns the corner nicely, but a limited gain out past the 20, right around the 29-yard line as he eclipses the 30-yard line, just outside the numbers before the Katy sideline. So a good pickup there as he turned the corner, and Copeland was lead blocking for him, John.
Yeah, they just have so many good ball carriers that they can surprise you with. Bring fresh legs into the game, but a big 3rd down and 3 from the 29-yard line here. We'll see if this Westlake defense can make a stop. Depending on Katy's field goal kicker, this might be 4-down territory for the Katy Tigers.
3rd down and 3, a 4-man front here for the Westlake Chapperals. Inside 8:15 to play. The motion man coming here to the near side is Borowski. He's going to the left. Now rolling that way, looking that way, and that pass is thrown incomplete. Chambers was in the area of Borowski, and they tried that little wrinkle where they send Borowski in motion from the right side to the left side, John, and that pass was just missed by Emery. He didn't have a good beat on where Borowski was, and it didn't look like he was hurried on the throw, but it's, you know, in this day of high school football, John, with wide open offenses, this is really interesting to watch the footwork of a quarterback under center. A 3-step drop, 4-step drop, 5-step drop. Emery's got a lot to work with mechanic-wise there, and he'll break the huddle on a 4th down play from the Chaparral 29-yard line. Huge defensive play here, and the power eye look for Emery with a receiver to his left. 2 tight ends in the formation here. They're barking orders, 2 seconds to snap the ball, and they're not going to get it off. That is close. No, they're going to call it on a no. Wow. They called a run play there, just an end around as they handed it off to Glass. That clock read 0, and no flags flew. It should have been a delay of game, and that's a call that you just cannot miss in a game this important in the opening weekend as they tossed it to the right side to Copeland. Copeland catching everybody off guard on an 11-yard pickup and a 1st down to the 18-yard line. But John, that play clock read 0, and the snap had not been off just yet. That is not a good call by the officiating crew here led by Brian Jones. Nonetheless, it's 1st down and 10. Katy at the Chaparral 18-yard line with 7:40 to play, and they're on the move. Toss here to the near side. Now bottled up is Copeland. He's going to try to turn the corner, and does at the 20-yard line, but he is hammered out of bounds. A lot of people coming over and making that play, and Braden Cassidy leading the charge. And what I like to see is defensive linemen on the boundary, John. These guys can absolutely run with a tailback.
That's right. That's what Westlake has done so well lately. You see Braden Cassidy. I mean, goodness, look at the hustle by number 90, getting out there, stretching that to the sideline. You see his teammates coming out to help him out there to tackle Katy for no gain. But, boy, what a big missed call there by the officials. We saw the clock go to 0, a split second before the snap. And a huge call there, but Westlake's defense with an opportunity to make another stand.
2nd down and 10, and they've got 3 backs here. And up back to the right, and a power eye look, and now play action, going right, rolling right, throwing right. That pass is caught at the 8, and not one receiver, or not one defender juked, but 2 defenders juked. And this time, going into the end zone is the wide receiver, J.C. Anglo. The 6-foot, 165-pound senior made one man miss and another man miss. They load up the running game, roll right, throw right. They get the combination they want. And just like that, the Katy Tigers are into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers.
And definitely, let's see, we're going to see if they go for 2. I would imagine they would here. Rocky Emery talking with the coaching staff towards right at the 20-yard line. And he's going to come on the field to try to tie this game up early in the 3rd quarter.
And they're going to bring on Minks. So it looks like a receiver-heavy look here on the 2-point play to try to tie this ball game up. Glass is deep set behind the power eye. 2 wide receivers to the right. Under center is Emery. They put everybody in the box here, and they're going to run left with Glass. Glass trying to get to the corner, and he's not going to make it. They deny him. The 2-point conversion fails. With 7:23 to play in the 3rd quarter, it's Westlake 14, Katy 12. This is Westlake football. Well, this game should not be 14. Is Westlake and Katy do battle here in the 2nd half for the Katy Tigers. They come out of the locker room and march 70 yards in 11 plays, 4.5 minutes off the clock, and just unbelievable run game. An 18-yard touchdown reception by J.C. Anglo, and he caps the scoring drive. The 2-point conversion on the run to DeAndre Glass, no good. So Westlake maintains that 2-point lead. Right now, that 2-point conversion catch by Connor Howard in the 2nd quarter on Westlake's second touchdown possession is the difference in the ball game. And we're going to see Seth Small come out and kick it off from right to left here in the 3rd quarter. Joe Taylor, John Nidell, and Abe Garcia down on the sideline. We're going to go to Abe here in a minute just to talk about what the Westlake Chapperals need to do coming out of the locker room. They've got to find a way to answer here. Seth Small will kick it off with his right foot here. And it's going to drive the kickoff return man back to the 2-yard line and bringing it to the left side here and upended inside the 10-yard line. Wow, that is a huge play on special teams there for the Westlake Chapperals, or excuse me, for the Katy Tigers. And a good hit there on the far side. As the return man, I believe it was Stephen Kreider that got the opportunity there to return it, and he didn't get very far from the 2 to the 8-yard line. So that's hats off to Katy special teams as they played with a little vinegar there and got down quickly. First down and 10 from their own 8-yard line, and Sam Ellinger comes out for his first series of work in the third quarter. 2 wide receivers to his right, 1 to his left, a back on either side. Here's 1st and 10 from the 8-yard line, and they're going to ride the handoff to Nakia Watson, and Watson just going outside the left hash mark, pushing his way out to the 10-yard line, a 2-yard gain. Going to be 2nd down and 8 here. 14-12 your score. And Westlake in their red jerseys, white numerals with the silver pants and the blue and white piping down, trimmed in red down the side. The silver helmet with the red block, Westlake W on the side. A 2-back set yet again, and this time a zone read goes to Connor Howard. Howard along the left side, gets outside the left hash mark and across the 10-yard line, but not much further. He goes out to the 11-yard line before he's tackled by multiple defenders there. And good linebacking play for the Katy Tigers on defense here. As you can see, they really gobbled him up there on the outer half, and Spangler right there with everybody. Big 3rd down play here. 3rd and 7 for the Westlake Chapperals. 3 wide receivers, back to pass, out of the shotgun, looking left, throwing left. That pass is in and out of the hands of the intended receiver on the far side. Good hit at the end of the play, and it was intended for Howard, who snuck out, or excuse me, Jacob Ramos, who snuck out there. And Ramos could not come up with it. So with that, the Katy Tigers score on a big drive to open the half, and the defense holds to force Westlake in a 3-and-out scenario here.
Yeah, big job there by the Katy Tigers, and really they've taken the momentum created by DeAndre Glass and the big touchdown run in the first half, taking it all the way into the locker room and back out. You got the huge touchdown drive, and then the defense comes out and continues what the offense started. And you can feel all the momentum now on the Katy side. There's a little confusion on the Westlake special teams, and a delay of game is now called by the back judge.
So a delay of game, no problem here for the Westlake Chapperals.
Offense.
It's going to be a situation where they're going to mark out 5 yards. It's not really going to help because you're going to get a short field no matter what. And instead of burning the timeout here so early, Todd Dodge just accepting the penalty as part of the confusion. Bo Burback back deep in the end zone, about 2 yards away from the back line. Got to get a good snap here, and Jacobson does. And this one is a short punt that's going to angle towards the Westlake sideline, take a Katy hop out at the 36-yard line. As it looked like Levi Jones and maybe Boykin got a hand on it to force it out of bounds. So it's a short turnaround here for the Katy Tigers. So not only do they go on the long drive to score, one controversial no call on what most likely, due to everybody here, just, you know, and when you're watching it, you knew, because you know it when you see it, you knew that it was a delay of game. They did not get the snap off, but on a big 4th down play, they were able to convert on a big toss over to Copeland, and then J.C. Angelo into the end zone 2 plays later. 2-point conversion would fail, and that's why we stand here 14-12, and now Katy with the upper hand. 3 backs in the formation here with an up back to the right, power eye look, and now it's Glass going left side. Glass into the clear, to the 20, to the 15, 10, 5, touchdown Glass, touchdown Katy. Right off the bat, 36 yards out, and DeAndre Glass waltzes into the end zone untouched.
Well, clearly the adjustments made at halftime. Katy coming out of the locker room, able to run the ball right at Westlake, and the crease was open on the left side, and DeAndre Glass has all sorts of speed, and you're not going to catch him once he gets by. And just another huge play by Katy. 3 unanswered touchdowns. And they'll look to make it 19-14 here.
So the point after by Small. The snap is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So the Tigers strike back again, and Katy now with the advantage as they take their first lead of the ball game. It's Katy 19, Westlake 14. Westlake football when we come back. This is Westlake football. Chapperals Stadium, 37 yards and a trail behind DeAndre Glass. No one touched the big tailback, the sophomore, in for the second time tonight. And the point after touchdown good on the extra point try from Small. So it's 19 to 14, a 5-point advantage, and Katy takes its first lead of the ball game here with 5:53 to play in the third quarter. And Westlake's got to find an answer here on offense. They go 3 and out in the first series, and a short field, punting from the back of their own end zone, and Katy makes them pay for it. This is going to be a huge kickoff to the right side of the field, and it'll bounce out of the back of the end zone for the touchback for Small. So it will be Westlake football. No need to panic here because you've been able to move the football against the Katy Tigers. It's only been one series, and you got to have the opportunity to make the adjustments on the fly now that Katy has started some momentum and pulled it away from the Westlake sideline.
Man, it's a big difference starting at the 25 than what they had the last drive, starting inside their own 10-yard line because of terrific kick coverage by Katy. You just got to settle down, and like you said, no need to panic. They just got to keep doing what they did in the first half, take what the defense gives them. That's the short passes. Sam Ellinger, just quick releases, short passes, and they can move the ball down the field.
Angelo with the scoring strike to lead things off in the first drive. And now Ellinger with time, throwing deep, has one-on-one coverage. There's Howard. Howard makes the grab at the 30. He's at the 20, at the 15, and he's caught from behind. What a huge play for Connor Howard. And he's going to come up with maybe an injury. It looked like possibly he got off stride here, but it looks like they're going to call the play dead down at the 10-yard line, but Howard is down at the 10-yard line. That's unfortunate. He hauls in a huge 64-yard catch to flip the field and goes down at the end of the play. Tough stuff here for Connor Howard. They're going to roll him over. Max Ozer, the head trainer, is on the field with him right now, taking a knee. With him is Sam Ellinger, the captain. And you can see Todd Dodge going out there and addressing the situation immediately. This did not look good as the tackle was made, but how about the concentration? He got the separation and then made the catch, and you can see maybe that little hitch in his giddy-up happened as he made the grab, because Connor was hit in stride by Sam Ellinger, and he went right down the field, and you could tell that he slowed down as he made the grab. He's up on his feet right now. We'll have to see if he comes back into this ball game, but how about that? A 64-yard reception there. And after this play, we're going to go down to the field to Abe Garcia. He got a better look at what happened there. Maybe just the breath knocked out of him. That's a huge break there, but he looked like something happened to the lower half of his body. But we'll see. What a turn of events here for the Westlake Chapperals on a huge explosive play, John. And now they're in business at the Katy 11-yard line.
And that's what they needed right there. Coming out of the gates to get a big play, get some of that momentum back. We'll see if they can punch it in the end zone.
Two backs on either side of Ellinger here. Watson and Foz now into the game with the injury to Howard. Foz is going to get the fake, and now firing over the middle. That pass is incomplete, but a flag's coming in, and Boykin's going to get what he asked for there as Gomez got beat over the middle, and he got friendly with Andrew Boykin, and that's going to be a pass interference call here. Wesley's going to get more field advantage here deep in the red zone for the Chapperals.
Pass interference against the defense, number 11. The ball be placed in the spot of the foul. First down.
11 who was interfered with, Brian Jones. It was 23 that was actually involved in the play, and that is Michael Gomez. So he got tied up there. He got beat across the middle, and that's good execution there. And we're seeing Grant Byram coming to the ball game here for the first time. First down and 10, first and goal, from the 4-yard line. Little movement early there on the defensive side. Jumped a little bit from that defensive end spot. First and goal from the 4-yard line. Westlake trailing for the first time tonight, down by 5, 19 to 14. Three wide receivers tucked in tight on the short side of the field. Zone replay, and into the end zone. Well read by Sam Ellinger from 4 yards out. The senior captain has his first rushing touchdown of the season. Touchdown Westlake, and they get the lead back with that touchdown run by Sam Ellinger. Touchdown Westlake.
What a response by this Westlake offense when it seemed like all the momentum was on the Tigers sideline. They come up huge with the big reception by Connor Howard, and then the punch in by Ellinger, and he's going to stay on the field as they're going to go for 2 here, up 1, try to make it a 3-point ball game.
Stephen Kreider coming into the ball game here. There are 2 number 12s, and we're told that Kreider is a bevy of wide receivers. It's up for their first year on the varsity. He's going to slot in part of a trio to the right side of the formation here with 1 tight left. Right in the middle of the field on the 2-point conversion try. Ellinger rolling right, looking right, has a seam, throws, fires, and it's caught by Andrew Boykin in the back of the end zone. 2-point conversion counted for the Chapperals. Westlake 22, Katy 19. This is Westlake football. Sticks. We welcome you back to Chaparral Stadium, and just like that, a 64-yard catch by Connor Howard, and then a little movement on a pass interference, and the Chaparrals are into the end zone, and they score yet another 2-point conversion. The drive quick, 64 of the 75 on 1 play, 3 plays, 75-yard drive, took 37 seconds off the clock here in the 3rd quarter, capped by a 4-yard touchdown run by Sam Ellinger and a 2-point conversion catch by Andrew Boykin. It is 22-19. And Westlake leads here with 5:16 to play in the 3rd quarter. Oglesby's going to angle to the 6-yard line, and now he's straight up the sidelines. Got 1 man to beat, and he is just tripping up at the 40-yard line. And I tell you what, Oglesby had daylight there, and he just lost his opportunity to regain his feet. Take a look at the return from the 5-yard line. He stutter steps left, then cuts right. Take a look at what Mano Montemayor does. He punched him in the ribs going by, not necessarily to jar the ball loose, but to slow him down. And that was a touchdown-saving play right there by the kickoff specialist, Mano Montemayor. Great job there of being in part of the special teams, making the move over and at least altering that explosive play. But it's a 35-yard return to the Katy 40-yard line. Power eye look in the backfield. Emery under center. He's got a receiver each way. And now, a counter play here to Glass. Glass stepping through blocks over the 42-yard line, just outside the right hash mark, and he's out to the 44. It's a pickup of 4 yards on the play for DeAndre Glass. And Katy's got a counter here, now down by 3.
Yeah, and if you're on the Westlake side, you just hope that that offensive drive gave some energy and some new life to the defense. They played so well early on, but this Katy team can just wear on you with as many guys as they have in the box blocking, and they just run downhill. We'll see what Westlake can do here on defense, 2nd and 6.
Power eye look, and it's going left, but they toss right. Glass once again over to the far side. A good play made on the far sideline there. Coming over and making the play is Keaton Jones. So we're seeing Jones in the ball game now, playing that corner spot. He comes over, and Levi Jones gets a hold of him, but Keaton cleans it up nicely there. It's a nice gain to the 49-yard line, and Jones basically forced him out of bounds a yard away from the first down marker. So it sets up 3rd down and 1 with 4:27 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Westlake with a 3-point lead, 22-19, following the 4-yard touchdown run by Sam Ellinger, set up by a 64-yard catch by Connor Howard. Now they line up in a wishbone, but go in motion with a fullback. Little early movement, and now the handoff was tossed secretly, if you will, to the up back there, Page. Kadarius Page was the 3rd man in. He was part of that wishbone set behind Emery, and he rolled out and split out to the left side as an up back and took the initial handoff there. Alex De La Fuente, along with Dickerson, makes the tackle there as De La Fuente kind of got in his way, and Dickerson cleaned it up nicely there for the Chaparrals. Dickerson getting his first start at linebacker here in a varsity uniform. The junior at 6'3", 215 pounds. A receiver each way, and now Borowski doing what Borowski does, going in motion here from the right side to the left side. And now rolling left, throwing left, and that pass is caught at the 24-yard line. Nice job there by Angelo, getting the opportunity to make the first down grab. That is a 12-yard pickup and a nice route there by Angelo as he finishes it off nicely. A good throw by Emery.
Yeah, really impressive throw there from the 5'11", 155-pound senior, rolling to his left, the right-hander taking a nice throw to the sideline to Angelo for a first down at the 35-yard line.
A wide receiver each way, and now Angelo is going in motion from the left side to the right side, part of a duo of receivers. Inside handoff. This time it goes to Page. Kadarius across the line of scrimmage and picks up positive yardage inside the 33-yard line down to about the 31.
We haven't seen much of Kadarius Page until this drive, but he's a guy, he's actually the leading returner in terms of rushing yards. 128 carries a year ago, 750 yards. Even though Glass is the starter this year because of his explosive ability, Page certainly an experienced runner in that backfield.
And Page gets credit for finishing the run. They're actually going to mark him down at the 29, giving him a 6-yard pickup on first down. 2nd and 4, power eye look. Emery under center. Rocky sends his man in motion. That's Borowski from the right to the left. Angelou split out wide right. And now the handoff goes straight up the middle to Glass. And Glass right through the teeth of the defense there. Hit on the back end of that play, stopping what would have been a big gain. It's a first down run here, and Glass is running right through the wickets there, and Barrett Chambers is able to get a hand on him at the 22-yard line. So it's a nice pickup, a first down pickup for Glass, who is having a whale of a game here in the 2016 opener.
You can just tell the difference right now between the very start of the game and the holes being opened up by this Katy offensive line, and this Westlake defensive line really needs to stand up and hold the line here.
4-man front here, a toss to the right side, and that's Copeland. Copeland gets tied up as he crosses the line of scrimmage down to the 19-yard line. And that's what's interesting about this Katy defense, or Katy offensive line. John, there's a big push up front. And even though the defenders are there, there's enough push back where they at least get 2 to 3 yards on their initial move. And that's what Copeland did there. Picked up 3 yards and set it up into the red zone to the Chapperals 19-yard line. 2nd down and 7. 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Joe Taylor, John Nidell, Abe Garcia. We'll get to him in momentarily. Power eye look here in the backfield. 4-man front for Westlake, and there was movement on the offensive line. Another procedure penalty here. And what's been exciting for both teams is we really haven't seen the flags fly pre-snap. So
number 75.
In a game where you would think that this would be a problem early on, knocking some of the cobwebs off against live tackling, we really haven't seen very many procedure penalties, John.
Well, and credit the defense there. That's the defensive line. They do that little quick, really quick, synchronized shift on the defensive line right before the snap, and a lot of times, we saw it last year in the playoffs, it causes an offensive lineman just to flinch a little bit. They pick up the false start, now 2nd down and 12.
From the 24-yard line now, a little bit of room here for Westlake's defense to work, and now a delayed handoff to Glass, straight up the gut. The linebackers converge down to the 19-yard line, and surging down that right hash mark was Glass. Jones was there along with Chambers. And it's a good pickup there on 2nd down to get a bulk of the yardage back after the penalty, and Chambers taking on the much bigger target. Festy there, Jones there, as Levi wrapped it up there along with Caleb and Barrett. Down to the 18-yard line, and this is a huge 3rd down play for the Westlake Chapperals. Katy in the power out, 3rd down and 6. Borowski wants to go in motion. Here's a little weird snap. They get it off, throwing to the left, and this one is overthrown. And good coverage downfield there. Borowski got loose momentarily. Good coverage downfield there. Nice job defensively for the Westlake Chapperals, and that's Keaton Jones, who's come into the ball game here. He was the backup on the 2 deep, but right there with Borowski the entire way. So it's 4th down for Katy.
And they are going to bring in the field goal kicker here inside the 20-yard line. This is going to be about a 35-yard field goal, obviously, because Westlake was able to convert on the 2-point conversion and Katy wasn't. This would be to tie the game here.
From the right hash mark here, the snap is down for Small, puts his right foot into it. This one is going to be wide. No, it snuck in there. It looked like it actually peeled off to the right side and had some angle to it, but barely makes it through the upright. So the field goal is good for Small as he makes his first one here. 52 seconds remaining, and John, we get a ball game tied at 22.
Yeah, I think Seth Small's range has got to be about 36 yards, I think. That one barely snuck over the crossbar, but if it's through, it's 3 points, and that's all that matters. Tie game towards the end of the 3rd quarter here, and I tell you what, this is going to be a heck of a 4th quarter. Westlake's offense clearly came alive there in that drive. We'll see what Connor Howard, his status, as he went limping off the field after that big catch. Westlake certainly needs his speed and athleticism on the outside.
They're definitely going to take a look at it, and after this kickoff, we really would like to visit with Abe Garcia, who really was right there in front of that play when it happened. What I liked when he got up, that's Connor Howard, obviously the transfer from Brownwood, who joined his father Chuck Howard on the staff here for the Westlake Chaparrals, part of Todd Dodge's crew. he got up and took off his helmet by himself, raised both hands. So you know that he's frustrated right now, but he was walking off the field under his own power. That's good news. So it might just be, something to do muscular-wise, and that's always a good sign. Obviously, we can't speculate. We don't know. But on the scoring drive for the Katy Tigers, 10 plays, 60 yards, and a 35-yard field goal made barely by Seth Small. Small had that one from, like John said, 35.5 yards, and we saw the official on the right side of the goalpost really looking at it, and we thought from his perspective it was wide right, but it just snuck inside that right goalpost. And Small delivers the kickoff here, and it'll be fielded. No, it will not. It'll bounce into the end zone and for the touchback. So ever since Keaton Jones brought it out on the ensuing kickoff after Katy's first score in the third quarter, John, they've opted to just kind of stay put and let the ball go out of the back of the end zone. Let's go down to the sidelines at Abe Garcia. Abe?
Yeah, Joe and John, actually, you guys were probably right in speculating that it may not be a structural thing with Connor Howard. Obviously, one of the good signs when he goes to the training table that they didn't wrap him up in ice. So he's out here, he's on the sideline. I know he's got a considerable limp, but if he's walking around, he's got his helmet on. He's not out of the game, but he's also, not seriously injured, which is also a good sign.
Helmet on, great sign. Two wide receivers each way here, 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Final minute of the third quarter here in a tie ball game, and this time Scrudlin is hit over the middle at the 31-yard line, and the hit there made on defense. Nice job in the open field as Clayton Odom III gets a piece of Scrudlin as he goes across the middle. Nice catch there by Noah as he picks up positive yardage out to the 31-yard line. It's a 7-yard pickup, John. 30 seconds remaining here in the third quarter.
When you play receiver against the Katy defense, you know as soon as you catch the football, you're going to have a Tiger hitting you pretty hard right in the back. These guys do not let a lot of receivers behind him. Obviously, Connor Howard was able to last drive, but a nice play there by Scrudlin.
To the 32-yard line. Now a zone replay, rolling right, looking right, now firing downfield, gets some separation. Andrew Boykin has the catch at the 30, and Boykin hangs on after being hammered at the 25-yard line. Gomez came in, helmet first, and they collided. No intentional headhunting there, just where Gomez was and where Boykin caught the ball. What presence of mind there. That is a 43-yard pickup and a great throw and catch there from Ellinger to Boykin. First down, Westlake. Another explosive play into Katy territory down to the 25-yard line, and that's the final play of the fourth quarter. We'll be right back. This is Westlake football. Taylor, John Nidell, Abe Garcia down on the sidelines, and we have seen a whale of a football game here, going in tied at 22. And Westlake, after a 43-yard pass and catch from Ellinger to Boykin, are set up shop at the 25-yard line in Katy territory. Now, as you listen live, Westlake will move right to left on your radio dial and on your Shap app here. 3 wide receivers in the formation, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Now on a play action, Ellinger running, and he wisely throws it away. And giving chase on the far side there was Raymond Randall. Let's get a scoring update here from several big games to open things up here in the 2016 season, John.
Yeah, Permian at Vandergrift. Vandergrift had a 20-7 lead. Now late in the fourth, it's 21-20 Permian. And then the big one, another top 10 matchup out at Lake Travis. Lake Travis down at halftime 13-7. But they scored 21 unanswered in the second half. It's 28-13 Cavaliers.
3 wide receivers to the left on the wide side of the field, 1 to Sam's right. Nakia Watson will stay in block, picks up the blitzer, and that pass is caught on the outside. Great pickup by Nakia Watson in the backfield, and that gives Ellinger the time to throw a rope to Scrudlin for an 11-yard pickup and a first down.
Yeah, and that throw was a little high, and Scrudlin made a terrific hands catch on a bullet thrown by Sam Ellinger. You see it here on the TV replay. Nice grab. And a first down, awkward tackle there, but Scrudlin looks okay, and 4 wide here on 1st and 10.
Into the red zone at the 14-yard line. 3 wide receivers left, 1 right. Ellinger back to pass, and this is going to stop play here as the officials come in on either side, and Brian Jones is going to tell us all about it.
False start on the offense, number 16. 5-yard penalty, first down.
So Scrudlin makes the 11-yard catch and then promptly jumps off sides. And the false start, the call here, back to the 19-yard line go the Chapperals. So it'll be first down at 15. The first down marker inside the 5-yard line. So first and goal is attainable here. But the Chapperals clearly have made the adjustment in the passing game here against this Katy defense. They found the holes. Ellinger has 2 wide receivers to his right, 2 to his left. Nakia Watson stays in the backfield to his right. He's going to get the bait carry. That dart caught by Byram. Grant still on his feet inside the 15-yard line. And we saw Grant Byram a lot after the injury to Reed Klubnik last year late in the playoffs. And Byram made some really good catches. He makes another one here for his first grab of the season. Isaiah Foz coming in for Byram after he makes the short reception to set up second down to the 11-yard line. So good pickup there for Grant Byram.
He's now the 4th receiver with Connor Howard out of the ball game, but now with 2 backs in the backfield, 3 wide receivers for the Chapperals.
Second down and 7, the ball at the 11-yard line. Foz and Watson to the left and right, respectively, of Sam Ellinger, and now a timeout's going to be called, and I believe it's going to be Westlake's timeout. We will take it as well. 10:28 remaining in the fourth quarter. We're all tied at 22. Out of Westlake's timeout, they've got 2 left. Katy's got all 3, all tied at 22 here. 2nd and 7 from the 11-yard line in Katy territory. The Chapperals in the red jerseys moving downfield. Ellinger now rolling right, going to tuck it and run, trying to get back, and he shuttle passes it forward, and that is a forward pass, so it should be an incomplete pass. Everybody in the world on the Katy sideline thought it was a fumble, but I should say the Katy fan base thought it was a fumble, but it's clearly a shovel pass, so it's incomplete. Dangerous move there, but you could see that Ellinger was going down, John, and he had Nakia Watson, just couldn't get a good feed off.
Yeah, smart play there by Sam. There weren't a lot of defenders around Watson, so a pretty low-risk play there.
3rd down and 7 from the Katy 11-yard line. 2 wide receivers each way from the right hash mark. Ellinger looking, standing tall in the pocket, firing to the end zone, and it's incomplete. Intended for Boykin, as Boykin raised up. Might have mistimed his jump just a little bit. It looked like he saw the ball late. He got a good beat, that's for sure. But how about Ellinger's presence in the pocket there, John? That one's just overthrown.
Yeah, and I think the pressure was coming in around Sam, so I don't think he was able to really step into that throw, kind of on his back foot. That caused the throw to be a little high. But here, a big field goal chance for Montemayor.
Montemayor inside the 18-yard line is where Matthew Gins will put it down. So it's a 28-yard shot here. Snap is down, the kick is up. It's got some good velocity to it, and it's good. So Montemayor, after missing the chip shot on the extra point to lead things off, little redemption to grab the lead back from the Chaps. And Westlake now leads 25-22 in the opening game here in 2016, pitting 2 top 25 teams in the nation, according to Max Preps. Obviously, Katy, the clear number 1. Westlake sneaking in there in the last couple of weeks in the number 25 spot. Both top 10 teams in the state of Texas, and it's been everything that it was billed. Good running by DeAndre Glass. In fact, the entire running back crew, John, doing a great job. The offensive line for Katy intact, doing what Katy does. And Sam Ellinger doing what he does, guiding this offense downfield. And in this half, it's all been about the explosive play going from the Chaparral territory into Katy territory. That's been the difference here in the half.
Yeah, it's been such an even matchup between these 2 teams. Clearly, the Associated Press had something right. Well, everybody had something right, because both these teams ranked in the top 10, and AP has them both in the top 5. And these are very impressive football teams. But how about Montemayor? I mean, it's good to have a kicker with a little bit of pop in the leg. That kick came off the foot, looked very good going through the uprights. And a big 3 points for Westlake. When you need 3, and you're well within range, you got to be able to convert those types of opportunities. And Montemayor did that right there.
8 plays, 64-yard scoring drive. Took 2:48 off the clock here as we're in the fourth quarter. A 28-yard field goal by Amaro Montemayor. And the Westlake Chapperals have retained the lead here, 25-22. 10-10 remaining in the contest in regulation here. And Montemayor will get a shot here, kicking from right to left. He puts his right leg into it, and it's a short pop-up kick here. Staying away from the return game here, and it's fielded by the Katy Tigers, cutting back upfield to the 30-yard line. A nice job and a pickup there by Keegan Oddie. Oddie, the corner, playing special teams there and advancing the ball to pretty good field position out to the 30-yard line. A short return, and I like what Montemayor did there. They're tired of Oglesby getting the opportunity to break a big return, and after Montemayor was in charge of taking him down early in the half, otherwise it would have been a kickoff return for a score, or at least well into Chaparral territory, John. They're taking no chances with the return game here, up 3.
Now, Keegan Oddie, he really struggles in the classroom. Offers from Columbia, Harvard, Penn, and Yale.
A smart guy in the corner there, and he's played well here tonight. Under center, and the handoff will go to Glass. Big hole, now angling right, trying to get around the tackler, and does. Big yardage as he's spinning away from tacklers as he races into Chapperals territory. And where the Chapperals have been good on explosive plays with the passing game, Glass, all he needs is a little bit of space. That time he got a wrinkle for 26 yards around left end. And it's a nice delayed handoff, and Glass runs right by Duffy. He gets a hand on him, finally catches up to him and brings him down. But 26 yards later, the Katy Tigers are in business at the Chapperals 44-yard line.
He had one Westlake defender at his feet right at the point of attack, and you saw the feet and the footwork from Glass. Impressive run there.
Minks in motion as he's into the game here. Two wide receivers, part of the formation. Now an inside handoff, and this time a nice job there by Braden Cassidy as he brings down the runner. That's Copeland. Actually, no, my apologies. It's not Copeland. Getting the handoff was the up back there. The fullback in that formation was Kadarius Page. We really haven't seen Mason Rivera, the starter, listed, but Page has done well. And it's really been the combo platter of Page, Copeland, and Glass that has done the job for the running game here for the Katy Tigers.
Yeah, I wonder if Katy coaching staff just made a typo or something. I mean, Page had a lot of carries last year. Looks pretty good tonight.
Second down and 10 for the 44-yard line after the no-gain run. Now the handoff goes straight up the gut. Now running right across the 40-yard line to the 39. Good running room there by Copeland. And Copeland is in business down to the 39-yard line. And it sets up a third down. Now how big is that second down play by Cassidy to drop Kadarius Page for no gain? It's set up a 3rd and 5. And the Chapperals faithful, a sellout crowd here at Chapperals Stadium, rising to their feet, knowing that this is a big play for both sides, and they want their defense to hold here. Power eye look. Emery, little confusion here. And now the snap. He's back to pass on a 3-step drop. Fires over the middle. That pass is caught and dropped. Oh, it's unfortunate for the tight end there, Parker Eichenberger, who is an amazing blocker, and as a tight end, he's a Houston Cougar commit, and he's going to block at the next level. But that time, that pass had first down written all over it, and Eichenberger just could not haul it in.
Boy, what a huge drop in the fourth quarter, down 3. Now the punting unit comes onto the field. I'm actually a little surprised here, but with the defense that Katy has, they certainly want to play the field position game. What a drop. That's just a huge play there, and fortunate for the Westlake Chapperals.
And right now, Westlake's not really going to send anybody deep here just yet. And now coming in.
Think about it here.
And that's not a bad idea. I agree with that. We're going to keep it here.
They're first of the half.
First of the half for Katy, as you heard Brian Jones say. And I want to bring in Abe Garcia, because now you start talking about strategy more than anything else. A 3-point game, Abe, and you can see now both coaches wisely using their timeouts, thinking about it in crucial down and distance situations.
Well, when you got, one team only down, field goal less than a touchdown, Katy's right here to play field position. That's something that they were doing in the first half. Now, they weren't doing a good job as far as putting, but they were.
We apologize.
That's what they're trying to do, and pin them deep. They've had a lot of success in this game of keeping Westlake from scoring when they've pinned them inside the 10. So I'm expecting a punt.
There you go, Abe Garcia. Finally, that wireless mic hooking up and doing things the right way, and surrounded by not so much a sea of cell phones, but we got a lot of wireless activity here. There's a lot of people covering this game. I'm very interested in not only this statewide matchup, but nationally as well. 4th down and 5, and the decision's been made. They're going to punt. Smalls coming in. And you remember he had that knockdown punt that inside the 10-yard line back in the first half. He's going to try to have to duplicate that here again. He puts one up, and this one is high, spiraling, and it looks like the Chapperals are going to get a little break here as it's going to bounce end over end. And at launch, you saw it, John. It was a spiraling punt, looked like a pass, and you knew that you were going to get some top spin when it landed, and that's exactly what happened. So the Chapperals not only do the job there with the drop by Eichenberger in the open field, they force Katy to make the safe decision by punting and then catch a break there as Smalls unable to keep it out of the end zone for the touchback. So Westlake will get it at their own 20-yard line, and now in control of their own destiny here in the fourth quarter with 8 minutes to play.
In a situation that Katy did not face last year. Fourth quarter deficit, down 3, 8 minutes left, and the defense on the field That was their best unit last year. They got to step up big here.
3 wide receivers to Ellinger's right, 1 to his left as they move right to left. Play action, they swing it out here to Ramos. Ramos makes his first grab as a varsity player out past the 25 to the 26-yard line. A pickup of 6 yards on the play for Jacob Ramos. And we mentioned Ramos making an acrobatic circus catch. And I think they're still talking about it in practice. It was pretty amazing coming off that scrimmage against Cedar Park. 2nd down and 4 here on a good gain on 1st down. Katy's going to send 3 down linemen. They've got a linebacker spying Ellinger here. 2nd down and 4. A back on either side of Sam. 2 wide receivers right. Now the handoff going to Nakia Watson. 1st down yardage past the 30 out to the 31-yard line. And Nakia Watson stutter steps his way to a 5-yard gain. And let's be very clear. Nakia Watson may not have the yardage at the end of the game that you would expect a big-time back to have. He's still getting his feet wet. He was here in the spring. He went through spring ball. He knows the offense, but right now, his value, how about blindside blocking? He is an excellent 3rd down guy. He's an all-down back, John. We mentioned that earlier. He's playing very well tonight. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Now flushed out of the pocket. Sam forced to run. He loses 1 tackle. Across the 35, back to the 45, and dangerously dangling that football in front of him, but he's able to corral it out to the 45-yard line. It's a 14-yard pickup. A 14-yard pickup and a 1st down run for Sam Ellinger.
You know, this Katy defense is really good. They lost 5 players off of last year's defense that are now going to be playing Division I football. And the most important one was the Sam linebacker, Giovanni Stewart. Keep an eye on him at West Virginia. He's kind of the next Carl Joseph, if you will, an aggressive player. He could play the run, the pass, and so far Westlake having some good success in the 2nd half, the last few drives against Katy's defense.
From the left hash mark, 45-yard line in Chapperals territory, 3 wide receivers right, 1 left. The handoff goes to Watson. Watson stumbles across midfield as he gains good 1st down yardage to the Katy 49-yard line. And now you can see the offensive line banding together. They smell the blood and the water, trying to do what Katy does to everybody else, take the air out of the football and time off the clock. A 6-yard gain for Watson. 2 wide receivers right, 1 here to the near side left. And Foz, along with Watson, in the backfield as we have yet to see Connor Howard go back into the ballgame. Following a 64-yard catch that set up the 2nd half score for Westlake on the 4-yard run by Ellinger. Watson with the handoff, straight up the gut. Watson had 1 man to beat. He's just across the 40-yard line down to the 39. A 1st down run from Nakia Watson, and you saw the explosion. And John, you were asking me earlier in preseason, you weren't at the scrimmage. You asked me if he has a burst. He has a 4th quarter burst.
Yeah, and he almost looks like he almost lost control of the football there, but hung on to it. And big chunk plays on this drive from Westlake. That's a good sign late in the 4th quarter as the clock continues to roll inside of 6 minutes.
9-yard gain. 1st and 10 from the Katy 40-yard line as the Chapperals move right to left on your radio dial and on your Chap app. Hope you're listening live. We've got a number of ways for you to do so on Sports Talk AM 1300 The Zone locally in Austin. 2 wide receivers right, 1 here to the near side left. Handoff goes to Nakia Watson. Watson across the 35-yard line. Big gain down to the 34. And now looks like the clock is going to stop because somebody lost their helmet. And the gentleman that made the hit on the back end of that play was the outside linebacker for the Katy Tigers, Alvear, but it looked like that Cameron Simmons' helmet came off. So they stopped the clock momentarily as Simmons is able to retreat from the field for his mandatory 1 play off when the helmet comes off. I saw a lot of that last night in the McCallum-Anderson game at the Taco Shack Bowl at House Park. 6-yard gain for Watson, and everybody in the house will take it that's rooting for the Chapperals. 2 wide receivers to the left. Boykin is the inside slot receiver, along with Ramos on the left side. Scrudland, the man on the outside on the right of the formation here. 5 minutes straight up to play. Clock moving, 25-22. Westlake on the move here in the 4th quarter from the 34-yard line in Tiger territory. Back on either side, it's Foz along with Watson. Play action, throws to the left. Pass caught by Boykin at the 30-yard line, and he falls forward for another 3 yards at the end of that catch. Picks up the 1st down, and they're going to mark him down at the 27-yard line, just outside the left hash mark, right before the numbers. Good high percentage pass there, and a quick strike by Sam Ellinger.
And a beautiful play call. You went run, run, run. Big chunk plays in 2nd and 4. You know, Katy's defense expecting a run again, but the little quick pass out to Boykin in the first down and this crowd is on their feet.
Timeout, Katy. Their second of the half. We'll take it as well. Back in 60 seconds. This is Westlake football. Chapperals Stadium, 4:33 to play in the ball game here. Westlake with a 3-point lead, 25-22. Out of Katy's second timeout of the half. It is first down and 10 from the Katy 27-yard line. Zone read play, and now Ellinger's going to keep it himself. He eludes one tackler, still on his feet at the 25-yard line, surges back towards the hash mark inside the numbers, and he bounces his way down, turns something into nothing. The only way Sam Ellinger can do, his teammates get him back up off the floor. You can see he read that very well, John, as he squirts forward for a 5-yard gain.
Well, he's always been a strong runner, and he's always had strong legs, but that lower body has definitely increased in size since last year. Those legs are thick, and he just powered through the tackle right there in the behind the line of scrimmage and was able to pick up 5 yards. Strong run there, and the clock continues to roll, and one timeout for the Katy Tigers.
Inside 4 minutes, 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left, the back on either side, and it's Foz to the left, Nakia Watson to the right. Play action. Now Ellinger's going to dart forward. He has some space along the left hash mark and is very close to the first down. And it looks like they are going to award Ellinger a first down. According to Brian Jones, our referee, they're going to move the chains. And once again, the Westlake Chapperals smell blood in the water as they go into the red zone. The ball down at the 17-yard line. Grant Byram in the game as an extra receiver here in this formation. As once again, you can see that right leg of Sam Ellinger definitely bothered here this evening, but it hasn't really affected anything with his ability to throw, and hats off to the offensive lineman. One thing you can say about this second half of football, outside of the first series, he's been protected tonight. Foz and Watson to his left and right respectively, out of the shotgun, looking now, tucking and running. Once again, tough running there as nothing downfield for Sam Ellinger as he comes up down to the 16-yard line, call it the 17-yard line.
You know, it looks like Katy's going to...
Yeah, they've got an injured player in the end zone. That's the unfortunate part. So they're going to take an official timeout here. We'll go ahead and keep it here with as the training staff immediately attending to the man down in the back of the end zone. I don't see it. It's definitely one of the defensive backs that was covering, and they were doing a great job of covering downfield as he's getting attention in the end zone. And you see the last 2 times this red zone defense for Katy, this is where they really tighten up, John. There's not much room back there at all for Sam to make a quick decision and throw.
Right. And, you know, in this ball game, Katy comes into this game, you know, with all the fanfare, the 16-0 record, the amazing defense as that Katy Tiger goes off the field. Can't quite see who it is.
Yeah, it looks like it might be the corner, and that's unfortunate because that's Keegan Oddie. And Oddie is putting power on that right leg, but he's definitely being aided off the field.
But like I said, Katy's coming into this game with all the fanfare, but Westlake, you knew they were not going to be phased. This was a team that went into the semifinals in Waco last year against a team with a 57-game winning streak, the largest high school in the country in Allen, and defeated them, and really, except for the scoreboard, really dominated that football game. So they came in here with a lot of confidence against the #1 team in the state, and they've proven why. They're a top 5 team. Under 3 minutes to go, clock moving, and Westlake trying to ice this game.
Let's see what happens here. Jacob Ramos is the split wide receiver out wide, and he is on Kashawn Rowe, who is getting an opportunity with the injury to Oddie. Second and 10 from the 17. Let's see if they attack that. Looking downfield, Ellinger flushed out of the pocket, rolls left. He rolls back around, turns the corner, and throws on a dime to the end zone. That pass is caught! What a play! He runs left, spins out right, creates time, and fires for the 17-yard touchdown. Wow! How about an unbelievable end to this drive? Look at this on replay. It doesn't get much better than this. Sam Ellinger should have been tackled. He rolled back around and fired an absolute dart. And how about that grab on the back end of the play? As I believe it was Noah Scrudlin that made the grab. Not a bad way to get into the scoring ranks. Noah Scrudlin with the touchdown catch. And a brilliant play by Sam Ellinger. The point after touchdown is good by Montemayor, and the Westlake Chapperals have punched their ticket here in the fourth quarter to a near win. There's some time left, but it's a 10-point lead, 32-22, Westlake with the lead. We'll go ahead and keep it here, and let's go down to the sideline. Abe got a field side view of that one. He had no business making that play, did Sam Ellinger, and right at the end, put that foot in the ground and turned around. It's a big Romo move down there as he got out of the way.
Yeah, Joe, and you guys, and John alluded to it, Sam, his legs are so much stronger than they were last year. And I tell you what, that's a reason that he came up with that play. He was able to break a couple, roll right, and he saw the player in the end zone. And I'll tell you what, I got to use it already in week 1. Special players, special plays on special days. And Sam Ellinger just made one of the biggest ones here for Westlake Chapperals.
That's a big play right there. As it was Boykin that actually made that grab. My apologies. As we had a lot of traffic in the back of the end zone. If we can, let's go ahead and take a look at the replay on the television broadcast as Boykin makes his 11th grab in the end zone as a varsity player. He had 10 touchdown catches, and it caps a 11-play, 80-yard drive, a 17-yard touchdown reception by Andrew Boykin. And my apologies to him because he got kind of tied up there at the last minute with a lot of traffic around him. And Boykin makes a spectacular catch for the score. An amazing job by Sam Ellinger. And here's the replay, and you get it from field level. This is right in front of Sam Ellinger. He rolls around, spins back to the right side, and fires a dart right over the defensive back, Gomez, into the awaiting arms. And from that angle, you could see it definitely was Andrew Boykin, and he makes the catch of the game. Pop-up shot here from Montemayor, and it'll be fielded at the 16-yard line here. Oglesby's going to get a shot across the 25, 30, out to the 35-yard line. 36-yard line is where Katy will scrimmage from with only one timeout. 2:19 remain here in the fourth quarter, and Westlake with a 10-point lead. And now we have to start talking about it. We have to go all the way back to 2008. 8 years ago is the last time the Katy Tigers lost an opener. And guess who it was against, John? Atlanta Park North Shore.
Okay.
So the team that Westlake lost to in the state final a year ago is the last team to beat Katy in the opening week. Now, Emery rolling left, firing for the big play. He has some separation, does the wide receiver, and that pass is caught into the 10, 5, touchdown. And just like that, Angelo has silenced the crowd, and everybody here is stunned. Wow, what a throw and what a catch by Angelo as he was able to stay in bounds. A huge pickup there, as tonight Emery has not been asked to do much, but this time Rocky delivered with a haymaker to Angelo. 64 yards for the score. Touchdown, Katy.
Yeah, and somehow Angelo got behind the defense. The one thing you cannot do, let a man behind you, and it happened there, and a quick score.
Small on for the extra point, and it's good. 2:06 to play in this one. Don't go anywhere. This is Westlake football. 64-yard strike caps a one-play, 64-yard drive. Angelo makes the grab and races it in from 64 yards out on the score. The point after touchdown good, and we're back to a three-point contest here just like that. 32-29, Katy not going quietly into the Austin, Texas night here on Ebby Neptune Field. 2:06 remaining. Joe Taylor, John Nidell, Abe Garcia down on the sidelines, and the hands unit is in. As Abe Garcia alluded to in the break, you got to go for some type of play here with only one timeout to give. An onside kick seems like the no-brainer here, and Sam Ellinger is actually on the field. He is back out in special teams at the 26-yard line, so he's kind of there for back-end protection to try to get his hands on the football. Small and accomplished kicker here, and no doubt they're attacking that left side here on this onside try. Here it comes, and it's got to go 10 yards. And it's going to go out of bounds.
Wow.
So a huge opportunity there. And now some interesting things happening on the back end of that play. One of the Westlake Chapperals helmets went absolutely flying. It was Levi Jones. And I'm not sure if it was ripped off of him or if it just came off.
It was either ripped off or it just jumped on its own. I don't know which one. But yeah, it just flew across the field.
Free kick out of bounds, kicking team. The ball will be placed 5 yards from the out-of-bounds spot. First down.
And we're not talking about it just rolling off onto the apron there at the 48-yard line. John, it went 10 yards back. I mean, Andrew Boykin had to actually go about 5 yards deep into the Katy Tigers sideline to get Levi Jones's helmet. But it will be Westlake ball, and that's favorable there for Westlake, as they're going to get their opportunity here at the Katy 45-yard line, and they're going to go back to what really set up that brilliant play from Ellinger to Boykin for Boykin's first touchdown catch of the season, his 11th overall as a Chapperals. Quietly double-digit touchdowns a year ago. And they're going to try to run the ball here. Katie's can only stop the clock one time, and they're going to run it with Nakia Watson. Watson cuts back left after he gets past initial coverage. He's still on his feet. Both hands on the football down to the 35-yard line. As John Nidell takes the words right out of my mouth.
He's dangling it out there a little bit, and that's just, we'll see it here on the television replay. Yikes. And he's really got to put two hands on that football right there. You do not want to turn over.
And that helmet was right on his hand, so it shows you the strength of Nakia Watson. And when you see this guy out of pads, he looks as big as he does in pads. He is a very strong individual, and he's got some gas here in the fourth quarter. The ball placed at the 35-yard line. It's a first down pickup here with 99 seconds and the clock moving here. Two wide receivers to the right, one to the left here, a back on either side. The stable formation here, handoff, Nakia Watson on the left side. Watson across the 30-yard line down to 29. And a good job there in the open field. Coming in was Michael Matus. Matus, the 6'1", 230-pound junior, wrapping up Nakia Watson. And a good play there again. Brody Anderson has been all over the place. He came in and made the initial hit that kind of slowed Watson down, but nonetheless, it's a 6-yard gain to the left hash mark at the 29-yard line. Two wide receivers right, one receiver here to the near side left. That is Ramos.
Joe, if Sam Ellinger just wants to take a snap and hang around in the backfield and take knees, even with the timeout for Katy, this game should be over with 48 seconds and 4 seconds on the play clock.
Two wide receivers right, one left, a back on either side. And now it's going to go to Sam Ellinger. Ellinger's going to take it, he's going to slide down, take a loss on the play. Katy's going to most likely call a timeout here, and they will.
Under 40 seconds on the clock.
And now you've got, looks like they're going to stop. Now, there was about 3 seconds and where the sideline was kind of erupting here, and the clock operator didn't stop it right at 34 seconds, but it's going to be 32 seconds when play was called dead, and that is Katy's final timeout.
Either way, this is a kneel down and ball game for the Westlake Chapperals. It's all about the snap and the catch for Sam Ellinger.
And this time you might actually see victory formation. And yep.
Please put 37 seconds on the game.
So not 34. So they want 5 more seconds on the clock. So that's a good call there by at least allowing the opportunity to Katy to put the right amount of time back on the clock. But this is probably victory formation here, John. And it's interesting. Rocky Emery has been playing under center all night, and really, a couple of explosive plays from him is about it. Most of the damage done here to the Chaparral defense has been done on the ground, but right now Westlake one snap away from putting this game to bed and being the first team in 8 years to dethrone Katy in the opener of a season. And it has been everything we've asked and more. 37 seconds remain in the ball game, and this could do it. Pistol formation here, and a low snap. The one time Bobby McGee needs a strong snap, but that'll do it. Wow. They cannot stop the clock, and there's only 30 seconds left. And just like they did a season ago, they snap a 57-game winning streak in Waco against the Allen Eagles. They were 3-time state champions and hadn't lost a game in 3 seasons and 15 games, John. And the Chapperals dethroned them, and this time they dethroned the Katy Tigers. Final 5 seconds running off, and this is the first time Gary Joseph has lost a season opener since 2008, and he did that against North Shore. What a game by the Chapperals here, and getting it done on the line of scrimmage, on the offensive line, and with the run game. And of course, we'll never forget that play by Sam Ellinger to Andrew Boykin. What a way to start the season. As the final seconds tick off the clock, Westlake defeats Katy 32-29.
You can't say enough about the effort that Westlake put forward tonight. They started fast, and then more impressively than the start for Westlake was the way they responded to 3 unanswered touchdowns for Katy. Westlake came roaring back, got a touchdown of their own. Katy came back and scored to tie it up, but Westlake just never let up there in the second half and able to come out victorious despite that big play given up down in the final 2 minutes. And this is a game that can really propel this team throughout the rest of the 2016 season.
Well, this was a memorable Friday night, and the good folks at Action Gallery Pros want to remind you that Friday nights in Westlake are treasured memories like what we just saw. So why not make those memories last a lifetime with Action Gallery Pros? The photographers that bring you Chaps Illustrated can be your son or daughter's personal photographer. Let Action Gallery Pros take you from the field to the sideline, on the court, and into the huddle. Sign up your Chap now. Visit ActionGalleryPros.com. And remember, Friday night forever. And I mentioned Chaps Illustrated. Our first issue of the season dropped this afternoon right before kickoff. Chaps Illustrated is a one-of-a-kind digital publication for the Westlake Nation. You don't need a store or a newsstand. It's available on your phone, tablet, laptop, or desktop right now. Go to ShapsIllustrated.com, become a subscriber, and take Chaps Illustrated with you everywhere. And next week's issue will have a whole lot of Katy ball game into it because Westlake has become the first team since 2008 to knock off the Tigers in the season opener 32-29. The last team to do that, Galena Park North Shore, the team that Westlake lost to in the state final. So it's all coming around. Cyclical.
Yes.
Just like somebody in Happy Gilmore once said, John. Cyclical. It's a cycle. It comes around. But what a game. And I tell you what, a sold-out crowd here got everything they wanted and more. And Westlake comes up on the better half of this ball game and did so, in all honesty, John, did so like Katy does in ball games, especially close ones. And I haven't played a close ball game in a long time, but this is what Katy Tiger football is all about. Grab the lead, suck out the air of the ball, and really just keep running the ball, keep moving forward. And hats off to J.C. Angelo, Rocky Emery. Nothing to hang your heads about here. They actually pull off an explosive play after we saw a wonderful play from Sam Ellinger to Andrew Boykin. They come right back and score on a big explosive catch of 64 yards and a score. And they try the onside kick, and Westlake able to run around and pick up enough first downs yardage to ice this victory here at home to open things up in 2016. So you beat Allen and you beat Katy. And now you just have to work this. And it's really funny. The assistant girls golf coach and former defensive coordinator here at Westlake, Lane Gregg, joined you in the booth yesterday as we got a chance to produce the Taco Shack Bowl on Thursday night at House Park. He said this is the time where you can kind of go back in this week and practice, John, and really work these players hard in a positive way. A huge victory to take things on here in 2016.
Absolutely, and no more doubting at all for this Westlake ball club. They know that they can compete at the highest level. They found out at the end of last year, and certainly to begin this year by beating Katy. I know there were probably a lot of people around the state that just probably chalked this win up for the Katy Tigers, but Westlake proved everybody wrong as Sam Ellinger and company came out victorious, and it wasn't just number 4, although he had that amazing play there at the end to really seal the deal. It was a complete team effort. We saw the offensive line really start to play well in the fourth quarter, along with Nakia Watson getting some running room, and then the defense, when it mattered most, came up big with some stops.
We go down to the field right around the 35-yard line, and we've got middle schoolers all around, Todd Dodge and Abe Garcia. Abe's got the winning coach.
Coach Dodge, congratulations. Week 1 seems like a playoff game, not your first game of the season. How could you describe this win for you?
Well, that's exactly what, we looked at it as. When you play people like that, it's going to be a playoff atmosphere, obviously, a playoff opponent. And, our players, as we go through the process, you just, guys believe, believe. At halftime, we've got 24 minutes left. We can't tell you exactly what's going to happen, but believe that we can win and that we're good enough to win. There's always a little doubt when you start a game. But, I think that first half gained us some confidence. Especially on offense, that we could move the ball against. We kind of shot ourselves in the foot a little bit. It was definitely a team effort defensively. Played great the first half, gave up some stuff the second half, and then offense, we got together and scored 32 points on Katy is a big deal, and not turn the ball over.
Coach, do you think maybe coming up a little bit short last year carries over in the offseason, the work these guys have put in, and it carries over to week 1 against a team like Katy and then throughout the season?
Well, they're just really hungry, It means a lot to do well for this program. The kids have a lot of pride in being a Chapparal. Each and every day, they bring an attitude of gratitude to the field house. It's what we can do for the Chapparals rather than what the Chapparals can do for us, and that's just a motto of ours, and it showed tonight.
Well, Coach, it was a great game, great week one. I look forward to a lot more, so good luck next week.
Thank you.
Joe.
We welcome you back inside the UFC broadcast booth. Abe Garcia down on the field with a victorious Todd Dodge as he is 2-0 against Gary Joseph. And John, 32-29, 32 points on a very tough Katy defense. Enough said.
Yeah.
Well played football all the way around on both sides of the sideline. And what I noticed mainly is, as I take away from this game, yes, Sam Ellinger just picks up right where he left off, but the play of the offensive line and the running game, the ability to be able to control the clock in the fourth quarter, that's really the difference in the ballgame.
Right. It wasn't number 4 the entire final drive that had to carry the load and risk injury. It was Nakia Watson with some big-time carries down the stretch. We didn't see much success from him in the running game early on, but when it mattered, he was there to roll the clock, and then Sam made that great play, the touchdown to Andrew Boykin. This is just the beginning of the 2016 season, but it's a heck of a way to start.
We got 9 more of these in the regular season, so gear up, and it's going to get real fun as the team from Vegas comes in next week to Chaparral Stadium as Liberty High School comes down. The Patriots play the Chaparrals here right at Chaparral Stadium. You follow that with Pflugerville. You cap off the 9-district season with Bowie. It's going to be a fun run through non-district and into the district season, and it starts with a bang with a 32-29 victory over Katy High School. Again, if you're watching us live on Time Warner Cable Sports, you can enjoy this one in its entirety Sunday morning at 9 a.m. on Channel 323. And, of course, if you're sticking with us on the postgame show, we got a lot to talk about. But your final score, Westlake victorious over Katy, 32-29 at Chapperals Stadium. The Westlake Chapperals move to 1-0. Katy falls to 0-1. And for the Katy Tigers next up, it doesn't get much easier. They go home to Klein Collins. But again, the final score here from Chaparral Stadium, Westlake 32, Katy 29. This is Westlake football.